Welcome to Adrift in Aldhalor. Apologies for the lateness. It has been a day and a half for me. But we're here. We're ready to play. Only 2 of the heroes are unconscious in the start of combat. We're gonna do great, everybody. Our music is licensed through Musicbed.com, and our ambience is typically through Syrinscape, sometimes TabletopAudio. And I'm gonna bring Shannon on screen now to talk about our partners.
Yay! It's Monday! It's D&D date. What are you doing?
I thought I was out of focus.
What are you doing? Wait.
I gotta wait for the sun to set for my camera to look good. Anyway, continue.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Paradice. Happy Monday. I am in a mood this evening. My energy is off the fucking wall, so I'm just like so ready to go, and I'm ready to play. But before we do that, I gotta talk about our amazing partners, starting with Arcane Spectacles. Roll for initiative and check out Arcane Spectacles, your haven for all things TTRPG. Their personalized D&D themed Christmas ornaments will be a critical hit under your tree or on your tree, and their top-notch tabletop RPG accessories will give you an edge in battle. Customize their ornaments with your party's name to show off your adventuring party like never before. One of these days, I'm going to remember to take mine off of my fucking wall up here and show you what it looks like. Yeah, one of those days I'll remember, but today's not that day. Don't miss out on your chance to level up your tabletop experience with Arcane Spectacles. Visit them at arcanespectacles.com. What the fuck are you doing?
Which one?
Who?
All of you. What are you all doing?
Alex, oh my god. The thing is, no one else can see
Nobody
this.
else can see them. God damn it. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. I'm gonna keep going, and I'm not gonna look at this side of my computer. That didn't last long. Underground Oracle Publishing. They are a best-selling, Emmy-nominated TTRPG publisher building new and exciting settings for the cipher system of every genre you can imagine. Each setting includes everything you need to explore its unique world, including lore, species, descriptors, foci, creatures, ciphers, artifacts, and all the rules that you need to play. Their current focus is Harrow the Blighted Plain, a crystal punk fantasy setting filled with fungal oases, massive sand seas, and long-buried magitech. I believe that Kickstarter is still going on. Yes?
Yes, it is.
It is. Somebody drop that linky link in the chat. If not, I'll get it after. Thank you. Yeah, so go support their Kickstarter for The Blighted Plain. And then for as little as $3, you can join their Patreon to help shape Harrow in each of the worlds that they create. So go do it. Next, we have Eddie Yorke. He is our fabulous, absolutely amazing character artist. On our starting student screen and our offline screen, you can see all of our brand new character art for Campaign 2. I almost said Campaign 3. We're not there yet. Campaign 2. He is an illustrator based in the UK who makes art for games and books. To visit his portfolio and get in contact with him, visit eyorke.com. Super awesome dude. Just go support him and check out all this. He's been posting a lot of cool stuff on his Twitter recently, so go follow him if you haven't already. Last but not least, 1985 Games. They create affordable, accessible, high-quality accessories for D&D and other tabletop role-playing games. Sean uses their NPC cards. And by the way, I meant to ask you, is Captain Otto Hastings based on one of their cards?
Actually, no, he isn't.
Oh, okay. Well, we've got lots and lots of other NPCs that are based off of those NPC cards, and they're so useful, and Sean loves them. So go pick up your own, and when you do, use the code PARADICEPROD, PARADICE for 10% off your entire order. Yeah, okay. Last couple of things here. Campaign 1 backlog is entirely up to date on our YouTube, so if you want to catch up on the story, a much, much different story than the one we're telling now, go check it out on YouTube. And while you're there, like, subscribe, comment, do all the things to help with that algorithm. If you want a quicker way to catch up, I was looking at recap, is why it said cap up. If you are looking for a quicker way to catch up on the previous story or on our current story, Sean does recaps one-pagers on our Discord. So join us on Discord if you have not already. And if you are interested in sponsoring an episode or two of our lovely show here, shoot us an email at paradiserpg@gmail.com and join us in Paradise, not only here on Twitch, but on Twitter, YouTube, Discord, Instagram, TikTok, all the places. That's it. I'm done. Let's go! I've been so excited for this all day.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
All right, let's get into it then.
I'm feeling
is going to explode.
I know. I feel like I drank the magic crab water. Like, not Sass, Shannon.
I was like, the what? Oh, yeah,
You named it. You called it the magic crab water.
Alrighty, folks. Let's hop into tonight's session. Start with a recap. Okay. Last we met on the 10th morning of Septimus, forest dawn, on a Marisneer. Our adventurers followed Professor Sindel Ferrex into the smugglers' tunnels below the lighthouse district of Hyven. She led them confidently through the many traps between them and the old temple, a secret meeting spot she uses with Captain Hastings to meet and exchange goods. Though the party mistrusted Sindel, she proved that she keeps her word. She deactivated or led the party safely through all of the traps. At the end of the tunnels, they found themselves in a side chamber in the old temple. Here, Jacquette stayed with Sindel to question her further and see if he could learn how best to mimic her voice and demeanor. The rest of the party began exploring the temple. Fearn and Septimus discovered tracks throughout the temple resembling a large insect or crustacean. Similarly, the party found large swarms of leeches in the pooled waters within the temple. As they explore, Sass begins hallucinating a spectral light, leading her into the main chamber of the temple. Most of the party joins her in this chamber, while Bruce begins setting an alarm spell by the entrance to this cave system. When in the room, they find a large pool of water, an altar, and a thin cave leading deeper into the basalt cliff underground. After a brief argument over whether Sash should or should not hide in the water, and after a few pot shots from Fearn to kill off leeches, the party gathered some of the water from the fountain. Sass's warlock patron made it abundantly clear what her expectation was. Sass must drink this water. An argument continued to ensue, as Septimus detected trace of divination and evocation in the water, and before a conclusion could be met, Jacquette arrived to bring the party back to reality. Once outside the chamber, they hatched their plan. This caused Sindel to resist being sent away, and she revealed that Hastings offered her a better life worth living, fighting against the rising Kirinor Empire. A life worth something, a life create something greater. This caused Jacquette, perhaps swept up in the romance of fighting the good fight, to propose joining Hastings, to the shock of some of his compatriots. Again, an argument ensued. But this one ended in a vote. Septimus and Bruce voted no, of course not. Fearn and Jacquette voted yes. And Sass was left to split the vote. And she consulted her patron, who mocked the politics of nations and demanded she drink the water. Sass voted no and downed the water. It imbued her with a certain elation and a certain delirium. She began ranting about killing Hastings, starting their own rebellion to seize power for their own, to seize destiny for themselves. Her deranged behavior sobered the rest of the party, and they settled for their original plan, masquerade as Sindel to secure information. They sent Sindel home and somewhat disillusioned her of her own plans of grandeur. She did acquiesce with great sorrow to this plan. Now, The party lay in wait for Hastings. Theron and Septimus hidden in the antechamber. Sass invisible. Bruce concealed inside a silent image. And Jacquette disguised as Sindel. And with Hastings' arrival, the plan did not go in their favor. After Jacquette made some bad calls due to the lack of information. A fight ensued as Hastings drew his pistol, shot Jacquette. And as he was escaping through the blades of your allies, he also shot Septimus down unconscious. And as the two begin their death saves, the Carcanos crustacean humanoid creatures rise from the water at the sounds of the gunshot to investigate who disturbed their sacred waters. Now, before we hop directly into this fight, there is a brief vignette that we'll have. Very brief. Somewhere in the early morning of Ivan, sailors are getting ready to return to their ships from their hostels or wherever they spent their night. Others are opening up their shops. Some are butchering meat. Some are gathering their goods and wares. In a tenement house somewhere in the city sits a human. Very plainly dressed, as if he just woke up. He has a tea in front of him. Shaggy brown hair. Looks like he cuts his own hair. He lives modestly. Across from him sits a dragonborn. Pale green scales with flecks of more pale, pallid scales. He wears very nice clothes. Almost dress attire. You can see what look like artisan-made trousers with a plaid pattern on them. A dress coat with longer tails. A white tunic buttoned up to the neck with kerchief. A vest of gold with a pocket watch that we can hear ticking in there as he tucks it away. And he pulls out a notebook. Licks his thumb and thumbs through the pages until he reaches where his notes end. And he looks up at this man who looks a little uncomfortable sitting across from this dragonborn. Dragonborn looks up, adjusts a pair of spectacles, and says, "This will go into print by the end of the week. The Times. Tell me, what exactly happened to your brother in that church?" You see the man across from him looks incredibly nervous. The Dragonborn takes out another, The Dragonborn looks at him waiting for a response, but the human just sort of nervously cups the tea. And then he puts the notebook down on the coffee table and leans forward and says, "Lucas, We're not going to find out what happened to your brother and the other man unless you tell us something. And that's it. That is our vignette. All right. Shifting gears as the sun rises back to you all. Captain Hastings has just said his goodbyes to you, fired 2 shots into Septimus. And as Septimus fell to the ground, he stands over his body now, holds the gun up, and gives a little salute to you, Sass. I'll be on my way now. Good luck with the crabs. Jacquette.
You didn't roll for damage last session, Sean, for
Yeah, you
Booming
did.
Blight.
Oh, go ahead and roll damage.
That one, yeah.
Just wanted to throw that guy in there.
Sean,
I thought that might have been the case because I was like, "There's only 2 damages here. There should be a third."
8 smackaroonies. Let's go.
8 smackaroonies. Okay. Before Jacquette does his little death save, Alex, you have a proposal?
yeah. So Bruce was holding his action, and he had his case of health potions ready, and he was looking for an opportune moment that didn't involve Hastings. And now that he's left Jacquette's body, can I use my action and my reaction to run over and heal Jacquette?
So
I'll cut off my pinky too if you want me to.
I'll if you give me your pinky, mail it to me in a timely manner.
I'll prove it.
It must be through U.S. Postal Service. So the only thing do you have any means of getting closer to him?
No. How about I just use my action to dash on top of him then?
So if we do that, then I'll allow you to use a bonus action on your turn to up him.
Okay.
Because the only thing that's if you were right next to him, or maybe even 10 feet from him, I might say go for it. But because you're not on top of him, then the action economy wouldn't get you there to be able to give the potions. But I'll allow you to run up to him now, and then on your turn, instead of having to use an action, you can use a bonus action to bring him up.
Okay.
Of course, he may just get a nat 20.
Maybe.
All right, Jacquette. Give us that nat 20.
Come on, baby.
A 15.
Okay.
Okay, so that's a success. You see, as you come rushing up to him, you can see he's starting to cough up blood. He is holding on. He's almost coming back to consciousness slowly but surely, but he is still out. Septimus. Give us that death saving throw. And then Sass, you're on deck. Bruce, you're after Sass.
Oh no! 5.
No!
That's a failure.
Farm boy!
LOL.
Farm boy!
Ow.
Okay.
Septimus is just cold.
Yeah, sometimes doesn't get a
There's no
little
cough.
struggling for life.
Nah. It's like a sack of fucking.
Yeah, Septimus is just down and out. Actually, real quick, I need to roll Dex. I need to roll initiative for the Karkanos. Okay.
Damn, I was so close to a 13 too.
It sucked to watch the dice just like teeter like that.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. It's like it was so close.
All right, Septimus, you have 1 failure on your death saves.
Ah.
Sass, you are up. So
Okay.
you see Bruce come dashing over. You can clearly see he has his case of potions there that he's, I imagine, like kind of fumbling through right now, looking for the right one over this coughing Jacquette, as Fear, and I imagine has just given that you bastard shout at our enemy here, Hastings, and he still stands over the body of Septimus. What would you like to do, Bruce? You're on deck.
That's him with the yellow base, right?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. I first of all would like to say, as he gives that little salute, I'm going still high on the magic crab water. You're a fucking coward, and I would like to Misty Step right up in his fucking face, and I want to take a swing at him with my sword.
So, Shannon, just to let you know, you don't need to Misty Step. He was 30
I
feet
don't.
away from you.
Okay, great. Then I run instead.
Okay, just save that spell slot. Warlock.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Everybody's looking out for my spell slots. All right. Here we go. 16.
16. That. Where is his freaking AC? I believe. Let me just double check. That just misses.
Ugh. Damn it. Can I backhand him with my bonus action? Unarmed strike.
No.
Okay.
You can cast something if you want to. You want to hex him.
Yeah, I was getting there. I was just looking at it.
Sorry,
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. Fine, I swing, and then when I hex him, or I in frustration, so I miss the swing, and so then with my other hand, I reach out with the yell of frustration, and it kind of looks like, let's say it's like green smoke that comes out and kind of wraps around him, and he is hexed. Oh, wait a minute. I don't want to. Wait, no. I lied. I don't want to do that. I don't want. No, because that's gonna use my last spell slot. I don't want to do that. So I just snarl at him for my bonus action.
Bonus action snarl.
Bonus action snarl.
Okay, so Sass, you go running up. You swing the barnacled blade at him, and there may be a splash of water here and a little bit of a slice against his half-plate armor, but ultimately you do not deal damage. As I imagine you come up, you rushing forward, you shouted, "You coward!" and you go and you slash, and it just kind of cuts across his chest. You can see the shirt rips open, but the armor is unscathed underneath. As he looks down, maybe stumbles back for a second, then looks up at you and grins. Bruce, you are up.
Oh God. Bruce is gonna bite his tongue, and he's gonna run out from his illusion, holding his little case, as you described. He's gonna fumble through his bag real quick and find a nice little metal plate, very tiny, thin little metal plate.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna take one of the health potions, uncork it with his mouth, pour it on the wound, jab the rest of it in Jacquette's mouth, and then slap the plate on the bullet wound, and then just weld it, and then just back off a little bit. He's like, "Ah, shit, oh God." And then he's gonna start doing chest compressions. Come on.
You don't need to do that. That's not.
All right.
Get off me, you idiot.
Go ahead and roll that 2d4 plus 2.
You can roll for it.
Okay.
While he's rolling that, Bruce, anything else you want to do on your turn?
So, Sean.
Mm-hmm.
I think instead.
Fear, you're on deck.
Yeah, what I'm actually going to do is I am going to bonus action snare. So I'm going to like move a little bit to the opposite end of where Jacquet is.
So
and I'm just going to, I'm going to, Bruce is going to plant his back foot onto the ground and give it a little turn. And I'm going to cast my snare spell with my quickened trapper ability.
Excellent.
It's one of my CTS points.
All right. And
yeah,
does
so
that
like
do?
it's the snare spell,
Mm-hmm.
and it gets placed where I am, but I gotta cast it fast.
Yep.
And just to clarify the placement, I'm looking to have it be in between Jacquet and the crab people.
Oh, okay. Other side. Okay.
Yeah, other side. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, we're there. And then I'm going to use the rest of my movement to get a little closer to Jacquet after planting the spell.
No problem.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, excellent. Anything else, Bruce?
That is all.
All right, so that magical trap drops down, and you are standing by Jacquet. Fearn, you are up with Hastings on deck, then Jacquet, and then the crab people.
I catch up to Hastings and I swing at him with my booming blade again.
Beautiful. A fighter. Doing fighting things.
This is a 15 hit.
15 does not hit.
No.
Okay. Anything else? Bonus action?
Rage.
Bogway.
No, I've got nothing else.
G. Okay. It is Hastings.
But I'm right next to him now.
That is true. That is true. All right, so Sass, you just sliced across his chest and split open his shirt. And as that happens, Fearn comes dashing around you and then brings his blade down, and Hastings just sort of dodges to the side as that hits down into the stone. And then he kind of straightens himself out, looks at the two of you, and just says, "This was my favorite shirt. How dare you?" And aims his gun at Sass. Disadvantaged. Well, yeah. Okay, Sass, that is a 14 to hit.
Just hits.
Ooh.
I'll roll. I don't know, we'll see. He might not attack you again. $16 points of piercing damage.
Ow.
As it just sort of, as soon as he says you've ruined my favorite shirt, he just
Good.
fires
Ugh.
and it hits you in the chest. Or really, yeah, hits you in the chest. You could feel that puncture.
Wait. I'm up now. I would like to use a reaction, if I may,
Sure.
to cast Silvery Barbs and make him re-roll that.
Reroll it. Excellent. He
And then
has
I'm
to use
gonna-
the new roll, right?
No, the lower. So
Okay, so if he rolls lower, okay. He
Less
rolls
than
lower
16.
than a 6, then he misses. He rolled lower than a 6. He rolled a 3. So explain, what does the silvery barbs look like?
So I think Jacques like sits up because of the health potion, yells at Bruce, and then turns around, watching Furin like run past, and he's like, "Oh, is he?" And then as like Hastings says that about the shirt, Jacques will say, "And that's your favorite shirt? No wonder you're just a pirate and not something more of yourself." And then he looks over at Bruce like, "Ooh, I butchered that execution."
And you watch Sass. You almost feel the pain of what would have happened. Like you, for a second, like you hear the bang, and you almost feel like there's a piercing in your stomach, and there's blood coming, and you feel like your stomach sink. But the
instead, you feel the pain of Jacques fumbling on his silvery barbs.
yeah. Instead, you feel secondhand embarrassment. But
So it doesn't hit.
it doesn't hit you. It misses you.
Nice. Very nice.
The bullet goes.
And I'm giving myself advantage.
Nice.
Nice. You see Hastings sort of like shakes his hand with the gun. He's like, "What in the hell's..."
Yeah, you fucking coward.
I tried.
This one is gonna hit.
Okay.
With a 15.
Yep.
Okay. So that is going to be 20 piercing damage.
Oh no, it was more.
It
Oh
was
god.
more, yeah.
Oh god.
Better
my
than
God.
him shooting you twice.
That's true.
It is.
That's true.
I would have been down if he hit me twice,
Yeah.
but I'm not. Oh.
He looks at the two of you, and you can see he kind of shakes his gun, and you see he holsters it. You can assume he's either out of bullets or just taking a break from it as he pulls out his own cutlass. And then bonus action disengages.
Oh, you fucker.
As he dances around your
Damn
potential
it.
opportunity attacks and continues to back away, still facing you and still with that grin. And he keeps looking at you, Sass. But fear and being a practice warrior you are, you know, like he is still keeping eyes on you. He's just trying to intimidate Sass.
Question.
Yes.
Because he disengaged, I don't think this is going to work, but I want to check with you. Warcaster lets me use my reaction to make an opportunity attack to cast a spell that has a casting time of one action and targets only that creature. Does that not work because of
It
disengagement?
does. Yeah, no, it does not work because you don't get an opportunity attack.
Okay. I'll just hold my bleeding stomach then.
Okay. So for those of you who are potentially giving him chase, you do see down the hall another battle map.
Oh.
He is
Yeah.
only a couple squares into the other room.
Great.
Transitions.
For those of you with ranged attacks, he is. You can still see him. He's still in line of sight. He hasn't gone behind one of those pillars yet. But it does look like he's trying to get himself a little cover. All right, so that was Hastings' turn. He used all of his movement, his bonus action, and his actions. Jacques, you are up with the crustaceans on deck. You are prone right now.
How far away from Jacques is Hastings?
Let me check. 5, 10, 30, 35, 45, 50, 55 feet away.
55. Okay, so if I half my movement to stand up, and then 15 feet, that's still 40. All right, so Jacques is going to use feline agility, doubling his speed. So he's gonna just start running on all fours. He basically like turns over, and just starts jumps off, and as he does, he just kind of looks to Bruce and goes, "You should probably get out of here," and then moves forward, so that he is within 30 feet of Hastings, gets fully to his feet as, like I imagine, he slides to the end, and he's gonna
Hell yeah.
fire his hand crossbow.
I have such a cool image in my mind for that.
Perfect. What is that? Is that a?
Did you just want to get within 30 feet or go as far as you can? I don't know how much
within
movement you
30
actually
feet.
have. Okay, so
Only
I have
within
you.
30.
The hilarious thing is just within 30 feet is just all three of you just standing over Septimus's body right now, just like firing over it. What was the attack roll?
I miss 14.
14. Okay, it goes off out into the tunnel or the cave ahead. Bruce, you basically you did all this work. You bring him back up. You drop this trap. You stand over him like, and then he gets up and goes, "You should run." And he runs away. And you look up, Bruce, and there's just 4 of these crab monsters all staring at you. You're the only person in the front lines of the crab monsters.
Oh no!
As you hear them chittering, and you see the scuttler crabs pulling themselves out of the water, and they're the size of you, basically.
I will. Ability check or saving throw. Who's next on the initiative? Sass.
No, Septimus is.
All right. Who next that can do something?
Sass.
Me.
Okay.
Oh, Seppi.
Turning
Well,
to
the crabs
Oh,
are
Sass.
Seppi.
Jacquette will go. We need to get him. This is personal now. Well, it was personal before, but let's
I
fuck him
know.
up.
I know.
I'm gonna give her some bardic inspiration. That's a
Thanks,
D6,
yes. D6.
Nice.
Excellent. Thanks.
and ends my turn.
Excellent. Okay, it is now the Karkanos' turn.
Oh, Brucey.
So one of them is going to trigger your trap, Bruce. So what happens
All
when it
hermit
triggers
crab
snare?
people are gonna attack us.
Yeah, man. Bruce, what happens when a triggers snare?
So it's like it's a magical snare, and so the ground underneath him kind of becomes like little ropes that just kind of go, whoosh, and it's just like a net that's formed from the ground.
Okay, is there any kind of saving throw, or is it just that first time it's triggered and it just happens?
Dexterity saving throw. DC
You got
15.
Oh, shoot. Rolled a natural 17.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. It succeeds. With a dirty 20. Yeah, as Bruce, as you watch as your trap triggers exactly as planned, you see these rope-like or vine-like ropes come over and grab onto this hardened shell, but the shell is razor sharp, and you see the ropes cutting almost themselves as they move across the serrated shell. And you can see one does grab the arm, one of the claws, but it just snips it right off, and then comes scuttling up to you to make some claw attacks. Well, really only one. Oh, jeez, this thing like 17s.
Oh my god.
Dirty 20 to hit.
I mean, anything over a 9.
I know. I have to ask.
Wait, you
in
didn't
case
put
you
the
have
armor
some
on?
Oh, right.
reactions.
All right. You told me to get armor. I got 12. Okay.
Okay, still hits, but that's good to know.
Okay.
All right, I rolled a 1, so it's only 2 bludgeoning damage.
That's a lot for Bruce.
I know.
He's a delicate boy.
And you're considered grappled, as it it's the heavy claw that basically comes and grabs you and squeezes.
Oh, no!
Yeah, because they don't have like serrated claws; they're crusher claws. So it's holding onto you with the claw and crushing you, and you have you're grappled. The escape DC is 11, either acrobatics or athletics.
Oh no!
Woof.
I just imagine when combat comes down, we just hear Bruce screaming in the claws of the crab.
I'm sorry, Bruce, but that's another attack from the other settler crab for an 18
boy.
to hit. Okay, and again, lowest damage, 2 bludgeoning. But you're now double. There's no such thing as double grappled. I'm not going to make you escape from 2. They are, yes, for all intents and purposes. Anyone who looks back sees these crabs have got Bruce in one arm and one's got his ankle, and they're both pulling on him.
Oh, you poor thing.
couldn't pick a better person for this to be happening to, right?
Oh my god.
Let's
Oh.
Oh, more crabs. Bigger crabs.
Oh. Bruce is in crab chow,
Take me away to their little cave.
and Bruce becomes the king of the crabs.
He's too short to be the king.
Petite prince. So yeah.
Do you speak crustacean?
Oh my god.
The only words I know in crustacean are.
That didn't come through.
Oh,
Gurgle.
I said cookie.
Okay, one of them dashes up and is behind Sass,
Jesus.
but can't do anything.
Right.
He doesn't have any. It had to use his action to dash. The other one,
Grabs his other leg.
Okay.
no, the other one is gonna throw a net at Bruce.
No.
I love the way Sean's just like, I have to kill him. I don't have a choice. You guys did this, not me.
Oh
Okay.
my god.
Classic DM deflection. This is your fault, not mine.
Okay, Bruce. That was a 12 hit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just
Well, you don't take any damage, but you are currently in a net.
Also grappled. So are the other crabs also grappled?
You triple
No,
grapple.
they basically have your arm and your leg, and now you're entangled in a net and you're restrained.
Oh, you poor thing.
And that's the Karkanos story. As the Karkanos infantry rushes forward to basically attack Sass, and the two scuttlers are fighting over Bruce, and the netter is capturing him to make sure they can get their meal. That's their turn. Septimus, roll a death saving throw.
Come on, Seppi.
I mean,
Come
what
on,
could
Seppi.
go? What could go wrong? 7.
No! No! No!
Oh boy.
Septimus!
Oh.
All right, Sass, you're up.
Y'all three are gonna get away from this. I would have on your conscience that you killed two
The ones that
two nerds.
There's the two nerds now that are in the most dire straits.
Oh my god. Okay, how far away is what's his face? Captain Hastings.
Captain Hastings is
You will take an opportunity attack from that crab.
I know, I'm aware.
he's
Is he less than 120 feet?
he's 35 feet away.
Oh, excellent. All right, so I can't ignore the situation behind me. Poor Bruce. I really wanted to go and chase Hastings, but I can't leave
Some
Bruce.
of you can chase, some of you can save Bruce.
I know, but I'm right
I mean,
there.
also Septimus is on the ground and he's about to die
True,
next
Septimus
turn.
is one failure.
I don't have a-
bona fide death.
I
Yeah,
don't have a potion. All right, so you know what I'm gonna do? I'm going
Make a
to.
medicine check to stabilize him.
You need a healer's kit to do that, don't you?
No, healer's kit just makes it automatic success.
Oh, that's right.
You will notice that Fjern does have a healing potion
Oh yeah,
on
that's
his
right.
on his person. Like it's probably like
Yeah.
strapped to him somewhere on his
Where,
backpack. or
Fearn, where
whatever.
are you?
He's right next to you. So
Right next to you.
He's
Great.
So,
You can
yeah.
literally take it out of my bag.
Yeah. So you can either, if you want to make sure, well, Fjern will get to go before you, before Septimus has to do any more saves. So you can either take the potion from Fjern, or you can do whatever you were going to do. It's up to you.
Oh my god, so many choices. Can I see Hastings from where I am?
Yes. So it's a straight line.
Okay.
From here to here. So is just within your eyesight. Like he's about to be in cover.
Okay. All right. With my free action, I'm gonna yell to Fear and get Septimus up. and then I'm going to, with my right hand, use my action to launch an Eldritch Blast at Hastings.
Mhm.
And with my bonus action, I want to try and use my sword to attack one of the crabs holding Bruce.
What is your sword right now?
What is my sword right now?
Yeah, because you're a pact. You're you have the pact of the blade. So when you summon your pact blade, it could be whatever weapon you want.
It's a cutlass.
So is a cutlass equivalent to a short sword? All I'm really saying is you can only attack with a weapon with a bonus action if it's a light weapon.
Yeah, I have it in my character sheet as a short sword, which is a light weapon.
Okay, then you can do that.
Okay.
So go for the Eldritch Blast
Eldritch
first.
Blast. Yeah, and I'm going to add 1 to this because of the magic crab water.
Correct.
Okay, and I'm going to use my...
17's the AC.
Okay, then I'm not using my Bardic Inspiration yet. It's an 18.
18 hits. Go ahead and roll
19 plus 1.
Still hits. Go ahead and roll damage. Yep. And remember, add 1 to the damage also.
Okay. Fuck yeah. Max damage, so 15 points of Eldritch Blast damage.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. He is looking
force
rough.
Damage. Only cowards run. And then...
Yeah, she's right.
And then
clutching the bullet wounds on you.
Yep.
And then go ahead for the offhand
sword.
attack.
Yep.
Remember, you don't add any modifier to the damage with this.
Yep. So it's an 18.
Against that definitely hits. Go ahead. Roll
Okay.
damage against the Arcarkinos infantryman.
3 points of piercing damage.
Okay. You see the piercing damage doesn't deal as much as you would like it to.
Okay.
Must be those.
We have to boil them alive.
The carapaces.
The carapace.
The carapus.
Carapace.
Got a crush.
Fucking crabs.
Anything else, Sass? I think that's all you can do.
That's all I can do.
All right, Bruce, you are up. Now you have 2 things you can try to break out of. You can try to break out of the grapple, or you can try to break out of the netting.
Well, first thing I'm gonna do is Bruce is screaming. Actually, this is him casting the spell. It's him screaming. He's gonna cast bonus action Sanctuary.
Nice.
On myself. And then I'll use my action to try to get out.
Okay, so go ahead and give me a it's a strength check if you're trying to get, or an athletics check if you're trying to get out of the netting. It's an athletics or acrobatics if you're trying to get out of the grapple.
Yeah, I've got -1 for both of them, so
okay. The netting is restraining you, which is worse, I guess, but it's both bad. They're both bad.
I got a 7.
No. It's DC 10. Bruce, do you have
flailing.
Yeah.
Stay still.
He's squirming like crazy.
Yeah, I imagine there's just little kobold yips going on back there as this is being crushed by crabs and netted by this bigger human crab creature. All right. Anything else, Bruce?
No.
No. Yeah, I don't think you can do anything else.
That's all I can do.
Sorry. Fearn, you are up.
Sean.
Yeah.
Where's the consensus about using potions on people? Like, is it a bonus action? Is it an object interaction?
It's an action to use a potion on someone else, a bonus action to use the potion on yourself, unless you do some kind of, like, hold action movement thing. But standardly, in the situation you're in, to use it on someone else is an action, and for yourself, bonus action.
I just go, damn it! And I use the stupid potion on stupid.
Oh yeah.
Stupid
Sorry,
friends.
sorry for getting shot.
Yeah.
I do blame you.
Septimus.
Fear totally blames you for getting shot.
Why did you get shot?
Like, why didn't you just take the bullet? Like, I don't get it.
I was totally go ahead and roll the healing for that. But I was totally for a second there thought you were gonna hand that potion to Jacquet and then go run after something.
I thought he was gonna hand it to Septimus's lifeless hand. Do it yourself.
Put it on his face. Oh man.
Are you rolling it?
I'm rolling it.
Okay.
Here we go. 2d4. You get 7 plus 2, 9 points of healing.
Nice.
Oh my
Almost
God.
max. All right. Bonus action, Fear, and movement. What do you want to do with that?
I'm gonna move up to our good friend Hastings.
Okay, what's your speed? 30.
30. Yep.
Yep. You are on him now.
And
He's gonna give him a kiss.
I got nothing. I just scream at him like, "Oh!"
Totally forgot to put us on the actual battle map page so that it's bigger. Anyway, so yeah, you come up and you roar in his face a little bit. Okay, it is Hastings' turn now. Okay.
Gotta keep those disadvantages at least until he runs out of bullets. How many bullets are in this thing?
Sean said that he holstered it.
He holstered it. Yeah. He basically, I mean, he has the gunner feat. That's why he's able to do this bullshit. All right, so he is gonna go for 2 just cutlass attacks on you with his flourishing blade. Ah, fuck. Okay, nat 1 on the first one,
Cool.
and the second one is a 18 to hit. Got a shield?
I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Okay. Shield comes up and the cutlass gets stopped on it. So he's not going to bonus action dash this time. He's going to bonus action yell very loudly. This ability is literally called Shape Up, Ye Dogs.
Damn, he's got 2 attacks and a yell.
It's a bonus action.
Okay.
I mean, this isn't exactly what this ability does, but... So you hear him yell out, "Shape up, you dogs!" And you hear someone down at the bottom of the cliff, like... and you hear people start climbing up the cliffside as he is calling out for his allies. And that's the end of his turn. Jacquet, you are up.
All right. Well, that's right. I don't have steady aim yet. Fucking bunch. All right.
Perils of multiclassing.
Yeah, I'm just okay. So next is the crab folk, right?
Correct. Yes.
All right. Jacquet's gonna look to Hastings, look back at Bruce in the, mess that he's in. Look back at Hastings, back at Bruce, and goes, fucking hells. Holster the crossbow, take out his 2 daggers, and he's gonna rush forward around the one engaged with Sass and go for an attack on the hermit crab closest to where I started, I guess.
Yep, no problem. You could definitely do that. Go ahead and go for your attack on that crab.
All right, it's a 15 to hit.
That will... oh, wait. I'm thinking of the other ones. 15 just hits.
All right, for 5 piercing damage.
You do. It is engaged with Bruce, so you do get sneak attack.
Oh, that's right. Thank you.
And the +1s, right? Are we doing +1? +1?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he's engaged. You get +1.
Okay,
Thank
so
you,
that's
Alex.
12 total piercing damage.
Okay. Okay. Again, the piercing damage doesn't deal quite as much as you hoped for, but it does hurt it.
That would also apply for the crabs too, swarming me. So
that is true. That is true. They already have advantage from grappling and or being restrained. Okay, so that was
sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, aren't we playing the rule where swarming is just +1 for each cumulative person around the person?
Yep.
So advantage is gained separately, right?
Yeah, and their advantage is separate. They're getting it through.
Okay, sorry, I thought you were saying
restraint effect on you.
Okay.
Yeah. No, they're not getting flanking on you. Okay.
All right. Then I'm going to attack with another. Oops, roll the damage. Attack again. For 14 to hit.
It just misses.
All right, cool. All right, and I am done.
Crab is looking pretty close to death.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so it is the crab's turn now. Jacquette, you have scared this crab. It lets go of Bruce. And turns to you and goes for a claw attack on you. I don't think that's gonna hit with a 6.
No.
Okay. This thing is not super smart, and it thinks its shell will protect him, so it's just going to scuttle away from you. So you do get an opportunity attack if you wish.
All right. Doesn't matter. 9.
Okay, that doesn't hit. All right. The other one is going to not really actually attack you, Bruce. It is going to drag you.
Oh no. Can I make an opportunity attack against Bruce? That was a joke. No, I can't.
Don't have a reaction, but I was about. If you had a reaction, I would say you could do an attack on the net.
Oh, that's fine.
I have a reaction.
You're too far away.
Damn it.
What about me?
You're definitely too far away.
Can Bruce make a opportunity attack against himself?
Yeah.
No.
Against the net.
Bruce, it drags. So you watch as this, because it has a big crusher claw and then a smaller claw, and it has Bruce's arm in the crusher claw, and it just starts to drag him back slowly. It can only move half its speed as it's dragging him. But Bruce, you imagine you're struggling. You have this net over you, and you kind of trip, and you're being dragged, and you just feel yourself plunged into the cold water as it drags you into there. It's not super deep yet. I know you're small, but you're not underwater, but you are in the water, and there are a bunch of leeches in there. Oh my god. Okay. Sass.
Yep.
You're gonna get attacked.
Okay. If it hits, it might drop me.
Let's see. What's its? I don't think that's gonna hit. It's a 12.
Nope. Misses.
Okay. Second attack. 15.
Yeah.
It's not. 4 points of piercing.
Oh, I have 1 hit point left.
Okay.
Fuck.
That is. That is the Karkanos' turn. The big one in the back, well, it's not super big, but the one in the back, the netter, isn't rushing to attack anyone. It is just holding its trident out. It doesn't have its net anymore. It's on Bruce. It's just holding its trident out, like if anyone were to come close to it, almost as if it's holding its action. But it looks like it's in a defensive stance. It's not looking to chase you guys. It's just looking to make sure you leave and take the snack for its pets. Okay. That it is Septimus' turn now.
Come on, Sep. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Come on.
After getting the potion,
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Coughs up a fucking shitload of blood. As he looks around and he sees the crabs, which I don't think he saw yet. He just goes, "Oh Jesus!" He's looking around like, "What the hell is going on?"
You hear Bruce screaming in the distance. You see Sass like in a skirmish with this infantry one that has the shield out and its claw that it just keeps jabbing at Sass with. And you can see Jacquet with his daggers out, kind of like at a standoff with the ones in the back, while Fearon is behind you in the next room.
But kind of like just like fight or flight here. Septimus is gonna get up, and he's just gonna charge towards the crab that's on Sass.
Excellent.
And just smack it with the hammer.
I smash it with my hammer.
You get a +1 to your attack roll and damage.
And also, as I'm approaching it, I will Searing Smite.
Nice.
Oh yeah. So remember, you got a +1 on that.
So wait, hold on. This is wait. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna attack it with my hammer, and I get a +1.
Yep.
Come on, baby. What are these rolls? 12.
Yeah, man. I feel you.
12 does not hit.
Oh my god.
Oh,
I'm still half done. But Jesus Christ. Well, swing and a miss. I already cast the bonus action.
No.
And yeah, that's old Seppi's turn.
Okay.
Oh, little Seppi.
Little Seppi. Sass, you're up. Rooster on deck.
Okay. coughing up blood and totally just like still hyped up on this magic crab water, and it's this deranged look in her eyes, looks at you, goes, "Thanks, mate, you got this." And I misty step towards Hastings.
Okay, you are on Hastings.
Like right up on him?
Yeah, you had enough.
Excellent. And that was a bonus action. So I want to I'm trying to think of something clever to say with the shirt, but I can't. I'm just going to take another swipe at him.
Go for it.
With my sword.
Does she get any bonus for
+1.
blocking or whatever? Okay.
I don't think that's going to hit.
What'd you
13.
get? No, that's not going to hit.
Fuck. I put another slice in that shirt.
Yeah, you're fucking this shirt up.
Yes.
So yeah, another swipe across his shirt. You've now X'd his shirt, and it's just completely like falls. It doesn't fall away. It just like the tatters open up. And you just see that half plate armor underneath.
Dripping blood, just like looking totally deranged in front of him.
Okay, Fearon, you're up.
I go again.
Go for it. You got a +1.
That one.
Oh, buddy!
Wow, good lord.
Did you use your action surge already this long
Yep,
rest?
the last session.
Okay. All right. Hastings is up. First attack on Fearon. For a 20.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah.
20 something.
Yeah. with his flourishing blade. Why am I having such trouble with this? Okay. So no. 11 piercing damage, or sorry, slashing damage.
Could we retroactively say that I used Armor of a Gothis before this entire fight?
No. But do you have your shield still up? What does that get your AC to?
It was my turn again.
Oh, it was your turn. You're right. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I believe it's the start of my next turn.
You're correct. You're correct. Yeah. Oh, God. You're correct. Okay, so you watch as he gives you this attack, and he first he kind of like takes a step back after Sass shreds his shirt with her delirious eyes and her crazed look, and he just, who the fuck are you? And then goes and slashes at Fearn. Fearn, you feel it kind of like graze against your chest through the armor. He's going to go for a second attack on Fearn as well. That is going to hit. Well, yeah, because that's a 22.
Yeah.
Okay. Oop, that's the wrong. So it's 9 points of slashing damage.
All right.
As he gives 2 quick flourishes, and he has this sort of provocative footwork as he kind of comes forward and slices at you and takes a few steps back. Obviously not out of your attack range, but he is clearly a talented swordsman. The gun is the glass cannon, and he is now in kind of his element. Okay, that's it for his turn. Did he use it? No. Okay, he's actually going to bonus action disengage, but he's not going to completely run away. Couldn't. He doesn't have enough speed. But he is at the edge of the cliff now. And you can hear his people that'll be here at the end of his next turn. It sounds like you can hear what sounds like two pirates coming up. Okay, that is Hastings' turn. Jacquette, you are up.
Okay. Jacquette is going to... Would you allow me, Sean, to take a dagger, flip it around, and try to throw the pommel to inflict bludgeoning instead of piercing damage?
That's an interesting proposal. I'd say, yeah. I mean, it's you know how to throw daggers. You can try to throw it in a way that would do this. It's not how you normally throw it, so I'd say it probably is going to be a little bit harder to do. But I would definitely allow it.
If it's going to be harder, then I'm not going to do it. All right. Jacquette is just going to move up to the one that's still grappling Bruce and make one attack.
And I'll 100% let you, without it being harder, melee it with the end of the dagger to get.
Oh, okay, cool. Do I still get the +1 for Bruce's?
Yes, because he's still engaged.
All right, 15 to hit.
For the crabs, I believe that just hits. Yes, that just hits.
All right, so that is going to be 8 plus 2, 10 bludgeoning damage.
Don't even have to tell me how much it is. That kills it.
Oh, hell yeah. So, yes, I think Jacquette runs up, takes one of these daggers, spins it around, and just smashes it into like where its head would be, saying like, "Give me back my friend. I need him."
As you do this, you come up and just you crack it in the face. You hear this chittering noise as there's sort of like terrible crunching, and I imagine you bash it in the face and then bring the dagger up into the claw, like the crevice of the claw, and slice into it, making it release your good buddy, who is now just in a net.
Well,
I'm still freaking out in the net.
So that's one more thing off of you, Bruce. You're almost completely free. And this crab is.
And then use the rest of my action to not engage with the other one. Stay exactly where I am. And all right, well, I guess here I'll just throw the dagger at this guy.
Okay. Still trying to do
Grenade.
the blunt end?
No, regular, but just
which one do you throw it at? The guy or the scholar?
The one closest to me. Sorry, the guard. The one that had his held action.
Yep, absolutely. What was the roll?
8.
Okay, yeah, that doesn't hit. Okay, anything else, Jacquet?
No, I think that will be all.
Okay, so that leaves it to the crabs now. Septimus. He's gonna go for an attack on you.
Septimus cast increase AC by 20.
Super secret clerik spell.
Mm-hmm,
Oh, yeah. I don't know what eldritch magic you just sent to my dice, but it worked. As I rolled a 3, and that is not going to hit you with a 6. And it persisted into this 12. Does a 12 hit?
No, it does not, baby. Let's go.
All right, this guy misses both attacks on you.
Second win, Septimus. Let's go.
As you, Jacquet and Bruce, you hear the larger crab near you, the humanoid crab, sort of like he's just sort of like in the air, like jabbing his trident towards you. As you hear this much louder chittering noise, and it looks like it is communicating to the other one. It's not using a real language that anyone could discern. It's almost like a audible sound for what is likely a telepathic communication. As he is going to go for an attack on one of you as he backs away. Because Bruce is 5 feet of him. He has a pole arm anyway.
Just stab him in the net.
Wow, okay. That might not hit. Who's his...
Wait, is he going for me?
Yeah.
He's got a... I cast Sanctuary on myself before, so he's got to roll DC 15 Wisdom saving throw.
Oh, nice.
Or target somebody else.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, he fails that. So he's going to attack Chuck.
Sorry, oh, yeah.
I might die.
Okay, well, at least he doesn't have advantage on Chuck.
That's true.
Net 20.
Oh, no.
Reaction to silvery barbs that, please?
Yeah.
Hell
Yes.
yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, he got a 10 on the reroll.
Yeah.
So misses,
Alright.
misses, and who gets advantage?
Bruce gets advantage.
Hell yeah. Love to see the silvery barbs in the
As
field.
he goes to like jab right at Jacquet, I imagine it's like coming right up towards his face, and he's like, "You really think you can take me?" And just ends it on that. And the guy's like, "What?"
And then Jacquet does. He just brings himself down like he's
Yeah.
limboing,
And
it
then
just,
he turns to Bruce and he goes, "You really need to flee, man. You need to get out of here."
And Bruce stops screaming in this one moment. It's like laying in the water, like,
Is he still in the net? Is he
he's
still
playing
in the
dead.
net?
He is still in the
no,
net.
he's in the net.
He's still in the net.
Yeah.
Who's Annette? You guys keep talking about Annette. I don't know that woman.
Boo. Oh my god.
It gets another attack out of nowhere now.
Yeah.
Turns out I'm not actually a good bard.
Okay, Septimus, you are up. Sasser on deck, then Bruce.
I am going to crack this thing in the goddamn head.
Go for it.
Hell yeah.
Come on, Seppi.
You got this.
No! It cheated again!
That doesn't hit the-
14.
That doesn't hit the crab?
No, he's attacking a one with a shield, so it's
shield man. Yeah.
Oh.
It was a 17, and then last minute it's just like, no, go fuck yourself.
yeah. Yeah.
Doesn't
I'm
hit.
Sorry, but
It
it doesn't hit.
It doesn't hit.
Oh, buddy.
Well, seeing Bruce in that predicament, I guess. Oh God.
Anything you could do, buddy?
Minor action. He's just gonna scream to Shaquet. He's like, "Get him out of the net!"
What the fuck do you think I'm doing?
And Septimus, I'll cast Expeditious Retreat on Bruce.
Oh, nice.
No, it's itself. No, it's self. I'm an idiot. Never mind. No, can't do anything.
Never mind then.
No.
All right, Sass, you are up.
Okay. How? Actually, that's a dumb
You're
question.
right.
Never mind.
Oh wait, you are. Yeah, you're 30 feet away.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna Eldritch Blast. It doesn't matter.
Okay, cool. Go for it.
Yeah.
17.
As I'm doing it, stop fucking running. Eldritch Blast the angry seaweed.
Go for it. Shoot that. Angry
18.
seaweed.
Nope. Sorry. 17.
Just hits.
Fuck yeah.
If it meets, it beats.
If it meets, it beats.
Ugh.
If it meets, it beats.
What?
7 points of force damage.
Okay, he's still alive.
Fuck. So am I. Barely.
As this is this the first time you've shot Eldritch Blast at him, or second time?
That's second.
Okay, so this one actually hits him though. So he you know, I imagine
The other one
you
hit him
sort of
too.
Charge. Yeah, you're right. So he gets hit with it, and like he's really like hurt now, and like you can see it like hits him in the shoulder, and he doesn't like just like shake it off and stare back at you. He just sort of actually falls down a little bit and has to keep himself up. Doesn't fall to one knee or anything, but he's clearly like, and he grabs at his shoulder, and he kind of is looking back now, like, come the fuck on, you dumb pirates. Anything else, Sass?
Yeah, I want to use my movement 30 feet and then unarmed, or no, not unarmed, offhand. Wait, I don't think I can do that.
That's
No, I can
bonus
do that.
action to
Yeah,
attack
yeah,
with
yeah.
2 light weapons.
Yeah.
Oh,
I just
yeah,
read
yeah.
that earlier. Yeah, I can't do that. So.
Still want to run up to him?
No, because I'm at 1 hit point. I'll get halfway there. I'll just advance menacingly.
Okay.
Should have kept me on your fucking crew.
Again, I don't know who you are.
Oh, you do now.
All right, Fieran, you're up.
Sean,
Mm-hmm.
did he shoot 6 shots or 5 shots?
He shot 6 shots.
I don't know if I feel lucky, punk. I run at him and swing my sword.
Go for it.
Ah! All right, I'm 0-2 tonight. Let's see if we
Yeah.
can make it 3.
Gotta get that 17, man.
Hey, I did something. I got a 23.
Hell
Nice.
yeah. Go ahead and roll damage.
Booming blade. I do 12 damage straight up.
How do you want to do this?
Yes!
And is this non-lethal?
Hell yeah.
Non-lethal!
Or is this
No.
lethal?
No fucking way is this non-lethal.
Oh my god.
Fieran,
He's mad.
straight up, he does a feint because he's been noticing that, you know, he's been dodging all of his like initial shots.
Mhm.
So as he's running, he kind of does this like spin move where he swings his sword like too early,
Yeah.
and he aims low with the first swing, and the Hastings puts the swords down like in a cross to block the large shot, and he realizes that it just grazes off the tip of his blades as he finishes his last step and changes it into an overhead slash and just chops his head off, and his head falls down the the cliff behind him.
No resurrection here. Okay, yeah. So Fear goes running up, and like Sass, you were stepping forward and saying this mocking line, and Fear just like stampedes past you, and you can see Hastings trying to pull his sword up to prepare as Fear does exactly his feint. He kind of swings the sword around early and then brings it all the way around. And as Hastings' sword, cutlass, just gets kind of flinged, actually, I'd say out of his hands, he pulls up the gun and points it at Fear and shoots, and click, no bullets, as it splashes down in the water below his head.
But not the gun, right? The gun stays up.
Oh my god.
Guns in his hands. As the body just falls to its knees and then forward down into the ground. It's Hastings' turn. Death saving throw. No.
He goes ahead with the natural 20.
Imagine we got a nat 20, the head just comes back up from the cliff.
Yeah,
onto
right.
No, he turns into those fucking Resident Evil 4 guys.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, Las Plagas.
Yes.
But,
Gloria Las Plagas.
Sass, you might have a moment where you catch your catch your breath in your stomach as you see this. And back inside, Jacquette, you're up.
Ahí está.
All right, so this creature is still engaged with Bruce, right?
Yes.
All right, cool. Well, I threw one dagger, so Jacquette's gonna hand crossbow.
Mm-hmm.
For a 23 to hit.
That'll hit.
For 15 damage.
With sneak attack?
Pissing. Yes, with sneak attack.
Okay.
Sneak attack.
Sneak attack. Sneak. Okay. As the arrow
Snurf.
finds purchase in a crack between the armored plates and pierces in, the creature reels back, and you can see it's getting into that defensive stance now. It doesn't seem like it wants to actually fight anymore. It is still alive though.
Would
It's
you
much
allow
more
me...
in its footing is going backwards, and it's just sort of stabbing the trident out, trying to prevent you from moving towards it more so than actually hit you.
But it's not actually has a ready to attack, right?
No, not anymore. Use its
cool.
attack action on the last
Move
one.
forward and bonus action attack with the dag. That misses. Gross.
Okay.
Getting a lot of twos. Rolling a lot of twos today.
Yeah, been noticing a lot of lower rolls today.
A lot of... It's been like a curse ever since someone's dice fell out of his pocket.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Crabs.
We all got them.
Septimus.
Let's talk about it.
This guy's going to go for an attack on you.
It happens.
The last round, you had confidence. You said, I cast a spell, and look how I rolled. Now I'm going to get a nat 20 on you. No, I didn't. I got a 2. That misses.
It's just all around today.
Second attack, 3. Even better.
Yeah.
That the infantry does not get any attacks on you. It
Septimus
actually
just sit there swinging and missing.
Yeah, right. I imagine like Septimus, like not really ever being in a fight like this before, is just swinging his hammer wildly, and the crab is just legitimately afraid of the bludgeoning weapon. And as it fails those 2 attacks, though, it is going to try to run away from you. You can do an opportunity attack.
Oh yes, opportunities. I'm not gonna eat shot. I'm gonna straight face roll first. 15.
Just misses.
Yeah. I'm rolling absolute ass. That's with a plus goddamn 7.
A goddamn 7.
Okay, Septimus. Yes, the crab. This little scuttler is run away.
Is anything holding on to Bruce?
No, but he's in a net still.
Did Bruce get his turn?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. What?
Oh, you're right. You're right. Yeah, Bruce, go ahead.
Well, so Bruce was going to use his bonus action to use his Draconic Cry while he's screaming.
No, that's right.
And that would have given an advantage to everybody in 10-foot radius. So,
Yeah.
crabs that were... yeah.
So does that affects allies, and they just get advantage on their next turn, right? Or is
They
it
get advantage against...
the enemies who are within the 10 feet?
Yes.
Okay, so because I skipped you, I'm going to put it on the guy who wouldn't have been within 10 feet of you on your turn, just as a little consolation prize.
All right, thank you.
So the two Karkados have, or it'll be on all 3 of them. They'll all 3 have the Draconic Yip on them.
Okay.
So advantage on the next attacks against all of those.
Yeah,
fuckers.
let me just confirm.
You also have advantage on your next thing that you do, Bruce.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
right,
'Cause you
'cause I
have the
have
silver barbs.
Or may not include getting out of a net.
Yeah, that was kind of the...
Yeah, yeah, that's kind of what I want to do first.
How big is this net? Is it a tiny net?
Well,
It's a
every net
medium
is a
net.
big net.
Yes.
So you can give a athletics check, Bruce.
It's impossible to escape. It's a net and it's tiny.
Yeah, it says, yeah, until your next turn, you and your allies have advantage on attack rolls against the enemies that could hear you. It doesn't say like one or just attack rolls. I don't know.
It's basically anyone who
It could be interpreted.
Yeah. But go ahead. That's your bonus action, right?
Yeah,
So you can use your action to try to break free.
I'm definitely gonna do that.
Go for it.
What does it require?
Athletics.
Okay.
10. DC is 10.
I'm gonna use advantage. Oh, okay, there we go. I figured it out.
I like to imagine Bruce is just like yelling and like squirming, and then suddenly just sort of like takes a second and slowly just pulls it off.
Yeah.
After Jacques is like, you will need to leave.
If I reverse the capture method.
And Bruce is gonna scramble out of there.
Okay.
Scramble.
Scramble. No.
No, I like the verb.
Scramble his eggs.
I imagine you just make a run for Septimus.
Yeah, or like behind the rock that I was initially about. All right, or yeah, actually no, I'll go next to Septimus depending on how close he is to. Yeah, but away
Hold
from
on
any
to his
crabs.
leg.
The crab does get a top attack of opportunity on you.
Wait a second. I want to read Sanctuary.
I don't think it gets consumed when.
It doesn't. No, if I make an attack, it ends.
Oh yeah,
Or
okay.
cast a
That's a
spell.
perfect spell for Bruce.
That affects it. Yeah.
It fails its wisdom save, so it's gonna.
Oh.
Does it say in the spell that it automatically redirects it?
It says you ward a creature against within. Wait, hold on a second. You ward a creature within the range against attack. against attack. Until the spell ends, any creature who targets the warded creature, which is me, with an attack or harmful spell, you must first make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature must choose a new target or lose the attack or spell.
Okay, cool. Because I was just checking since it was an opportunity attack if it was like, but it says any attack.
Yeah.
So that's a 17 to hit you, Jacquet.
So I apologize. I'm gonna do a quick rules lawyer here. Since the opportunity attack is it's an attack against a creature that's moving outside of range. The only target that an opportunity attack can target is said creature leaving. So technically, because it's an opportunity attack and not a regular attack, it can't target me because I'm still engaged with it. I don't know if this holds up in court.
Yeah, I know.
God damn it, I'm trying.
Sounds legit to me.
Because it's in that similar vein where opportunity attacks don't trigger if something else forces the creature outside of your space, right?
Right.
I'm just thinking of it in regards to that.
No, I know. This is one of those things where it's like the order of things matters too. Well, sorry. Let me just look at one thing, and then I will. If I can't find any answers, then I'm just going to go with your ruling there. The only reason that I guess you're right. It doesn't matter about what the actual God damn it.
While it is not explicitly stated, it is reasonable assumption that you have to choose a valid target for your attack or spell. Like the spell description does not say, but obviously you must choose a target within range. A valid target for an opportunity attack is someone else who has moved out of your range of reach. So barring the special circumstances, no.
Hey, does anyone have
Yeah, I'll
what's his
honor.
name's number?
What's his? Yeah, I forgot his name.
Perkins, Chris Perkins.
Or Chris Perkins, yeah, or the other guy. I'll honor it because
Ray
I don't
Crawford.
see.
Jerry.
I'll honor it because
Jeremy.
it makes sense to me. I mean, if the opportunity attack, is against the provoking creature.
All right, guys. If you ever need litigation for your D&D combats, call me. The Stephanator.
I also just kind of
got
want to
your
move
back.
on.
Yeah.
Because I could
Yeah,
probably
probably
argue this
before me.
in the sense that it's a new kind of course of action, but I don't care enough, and I think that's a valid enough argument that I will allow it to not hit you.
Merci.
Okay, so Bruce gets away, and I'm gonna say, Jacquet, you we're not gonna go through the whole initiative just for you to disengage.
Okay.
If everyone, Septimus and Bruce, are okay with if the three of you slowly backing out, while they slowly back out the other way, that is what happens. If you have a grudge against them and want to crack skulls, that's okay too. We'll go through the initiative.
No,
I would like to get my dagger.
I'm only holding one of my bullet holes. The other one's pouring out blood. So Septimus just wants to get the hell out of here.
So then, in that case, the two separate enemy groups are just slowly backing away from each other. I'll say yes. You can kind of just slowly move around with your hands up and grab your dagger from the ground as you're backing away. And it's as you back away and they get clustered by the cave that you hear that loud noise again, as you can see bursting through. And this is not going to chase you. It just sort of comes through and just starts roaring at you. Is a much larger Arcanos.
Uh-oh, spaghetti.
The big boy.
That sort of cracks through, rocks fall as it squeezes through and kind of just gives this loud crackling roar as it just sort of, as you're backing out fully. It really only does that because it sees Jacquet pick up his dagger and stay in the room for a second. But as you're backing away, you see it just sort of jumps down into the water and just starts smashing it up like a gorilla that is just trying to show a threatening display as the three of you back out into the next room and turn around to see your companions there. And that is where we're going to take a break. All right, folks, we'll be back in 5 minutes. Stick around with us to see what happens next. There are still technically 2 pirates walking up the steps right now, although they did just see their captain's head fall off the edge. So they may not be rushing up here anymore. But we will be back in just a moment, folks, so please stick around. We'll see you in a moment. Bye. Welcome back, everybody, to Advantage in Paradise, Adrift in Aldhalor. So, our heroes have just defeated Captain Hastings, killed him. Fjern has cut his head from his shoulders, as our heroes have also backed away and disengaged from the Carcanos crab humanoids who are attacking them. You were all in the main chamber with the headless and lifeless body of Captain Hastings. Those of you who were in the room when it happened would have heard someone yelp down below as the head came falling down. And you can't hear them now. So your 3 companions come running into the room as Sass, you come up to Fjern. And Fjern, you are standing over the body still.
What the fuck, Fjern? Why did you cut his head off?
What do you mean?
We needed to talk to him. We needed information. We never wanted to kill him to begin with.
That's
What
not
the
what you
fuck?
said
That's
before we started fighting.
Oh, I
Walking
wasn't
up to them.
serious.
Jacques is ripping off that metal plate that.
Well, how am I
Bruce had
supposed to
put on
know when
him.
you're serious?
Oh my! By the gods! Well,
This is
okay.
really bad.
Okay, no, it's okay.
How the fuck is this okay?
Fjern's ignoring
no,
them and
no.
looks down the the cliff to
Give me
see
a
what.
perception check.
Yep.
Oh God, what's going on over here?
I got a 4.
Oh, you actually killed him.
I'm
Good
sorry.
job.
Oh yeah.
Wait, what happened? Oh God.
Bruce retches.
I see you saved the tiny one.
Oh,
Good job.
Well, he has some use. He got me up, so.
I'm so pissed at you right now.
Why?
Jacques is gonna go to the body and start looting it. Like,
Yeah.
there's no other way. He's looting it. He is not checking for information. He is literally taking off anything of value.
It's like, I guess that's not what we had planned, but we were
No.
hoping to get some money from him.
No.
What has he got?
Oh,
Does anyone have a healing potion? An extra one.
yeah, come here, Sess. Yeah. Oh God. Bruce has to turn his head, and he takes out his little case and Saskia potion.
Don't look. You don't have to look.
There is a pool of blood forming.
I hope you're planning on sharing, Gloveless, as I crouch down next to him, knowing that I didn't see anything because I rolled a 4.
Yeah. Jacques, you would obviously find the modular pistol that he has. And you would notice there are, it is smoking. There is clearly damage to it. He, of course, is wearing half-plate armor. He has his cutlass.
Nice. That's 2d4 plus 2, right? For the healing potion.
2d4 plus 2.
Yeah. Yep.
I rolled max.
You would find 10 silver on him, as well as 9 gold pieces. His clothing. Straps on his back.
He doesn't have any, like, other pockets or any pouches like that.
You know, he's come.
Okay.
He comes to these meetings quite bare. Gets what he needs and leaves.
All right. Jacquet will stand up, putting the pistol somewhere on his person. Is the cutlass nice?
Oh yes, it's not a. This is not a like Sass's cutlass is a barnacle covered magic pirate cutlass. This is like a military cutlass.
Fionn is like looking at the body, and for a second you think that he might have a tinge of regret, and then he realizes that he's pretty tall and those shoes look his size. And he starts pulling off the shoes.
Jesus, can we get out of here?
Fuck do we do now?
Why are you peeling apart from this dead body already?
All right,
we gotta go.
Oh, this is so bad. This is so bad.
Why is this bad?
He was calling for someone earlier.
Yeah, he's probably calling to the crew of the ship, which is going to not have a captain anymore, and
Okay, all right. There's no need to panic here. He was calling to someone? And Jacquet looks over the edge of the ledge. Like, he's not at it, but he kind of, like, eyes over to it. And, like... Yep. And he's going to draw his crossbow and walk over and peer over the side.
Okay, give me a perception check.
I'm also trying to be stealthy about this.
Okay, give me a stealth check.
Jesus Christ.
Yikes.
Oh my god.
Not all around today.
All right.
What'd you get?
6 on perception, 26 on stealth.
And what's your passive perception?
Passive is 14.
Okay. So you, since it's not your active roll, it's just your passive, I'm going to say you do have, like, the briefest moment you do notice kind of, like, from behind a rock, like, you see just, like, the shoulder of someone trying to hide. And then you can, and I'll say just straight up, you know, you can see that there is a little, the dinghy down at the bottom of this cliffside.
Jacquet leans back, so he's away from the cliff edge, and he says, or doesn't say, but he motions with one finger up, and then kind of directs his hand towards the rock that he had noticed an individual.
Mm-hmm.
And then again, he goes and takes crossbow and dagger and starts to stalk towards it.
I'll go after him.
Fionn's also following, but he's kind of mocking. Like, he picks up his sword, but he's like, oh, these look just my size. But you could see that he's got, like, a devilish grin, and he's following right behind.
So you two are following him while he's trying to sneak up on them?
I would say that I'm just waiting with my sword, like, getting ready. Yeah, at the top.
I'll also be at the top, and I'm prepping Eldritch Blast in case they run.
Okay, so neither of you are stealthing up with him. You are just at the top.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I'm also holding an action, yeah.
I was sitting there. I was like, are you going to muck the yum of the road?
Wait, as they're moving...
Yeah.
Septimus just calling, like, wait. It's like, why engage? They don't even know what we look like yet. We could just leave. They'll never know who killed them. We can forget about all this. Take a shit and let's go.
Pausing at the edge of the cliff, Jacquet starts to take a few steps back. And he's like, I just want to make sure that we're all clear who killed Hastings. It was me, LaRue.
And you're saying this deliberately loud enough so that they can
Deliberately
hear you down there?
loud
Yeah.
enough.
Okay.
Fionn is pissed. like, like,
Well, okay, maybe it was you, big guy, but you run with LaRue. So it's LaRue that anyone who cares about Hastings dying has a bone to pick.
I'm
I
gonna
lean over
act as
to
if that second half is a
Septimus.
little quieter,
Yeah.
so that they actually will believe you.
Yeah, I whisper to Septimus, as he's talking this nonsense. That health potion was pretty expensive. We're still in the red.
I'm sorry. You're not. You've stopped your stalk forward, right?
Correct.
Yorke?
Yes.
Okay.
And then Jacques, quietly will go, okay, then. I think it's time we vacate the premise and get the fuck out.
Yeah.
You would notice as you are all gathered, at the edge of the cliff where you were just kind of peeking over, anyone who has a 10 or higher passive will see that, so you don't have to have super high for this. You'll just see it looks like a little dust devil whipping up, and then it just bursts out into a 20-foot radius sphere of fog that enters into the room. What do you do?
Jacques will immediately try to jump back towards that side passage we had originally entered from, and is going to try to is going to be watching the fog as he's backing up, if anything should come out.
Okay, what do the rest of you do? I'll say everyone has one action here. You can step back with him, or you can stand your ground.
Is the fog encompassing us, or is it in front of us?
It's basically actually, I know I'm not gonna put it up on the map, but fog is encompassing this, basically this whole area.
Oh, okay.
It's where they would be entering the room. It's creeping in to the point when it's covering 20 feet into the room and 20 feet out of the room, because they couldn't put it further into the room. They had to put it directly at the edge.
Yeah.
So it's 20 feet in, is covered in fog.
Steps just making for the door.
Okay. Yeah, the door is to the
or not the door, the where we entered originally.
Yeah, over here.
Yeah. Yes.
Which
correct.
is a door. It is a doorway that way. So
yes.
So Septimus and Jacques are backing away towards the door, still at the ready, but trying to get out. What are the other three doing?
Prepping Eldritch Blast, but also backing away.
Okay, so I imagine you two are backing away and holding your action for if anything comes out of the fog.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything you want to hold, Septimus, or are you just backing away with them?
This is just going to be beelining it out of here.
Yeah, I figured. So I'll say, Septimus, you can actually go further back, and the two of them are backing up, but you go straight all the way back.
So this is going to be seen by whoever's coming out.
Yeah, you can easily go back into that side room and be completely out of sight. Bruce, what do you want to do?
Bruce is going to use his other point and lay down a snare right at the entrance to that cave. And he's going to also do the same thing as Septimus and beeline it as fast as he can.
Okay, so you...
It's a
you
bonus
can do that
action,
because it's a bonus action, yeah. Because that's the point of it. It's the point of your special subclass. So you back away, Septimus, and you are in that back chamber, that side chamber where the original trap was. Fearn, are you backing away as well?
Fearn says, "Damn it, we're still in the red." Loud enough that the other people would hear it, just unintentionally loud. He's just pissed off and trying to get his friends to come back. But seeing that everybody's retreating, he takes the shoes and runs off with them.
Okay. So basically, they all run into the room. The two of you are backing in, holding your actions for if someone comes out, and then you basically, everyone's going to run away, like ultimately, back into the chambers. Okay. So I will say for the two that stay forward, keeping an eye out, you do see someone. Sass, give me a perception check. You have to beat a 10 to see who it is.
18.
Okay. As you did spend time on the Bone Rattler, you do recognize who this is.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you were on the ship, they were a foremaster, which is someone who just is in charge of a small group of seafarers. You know, the usual workers of the ship. Who knows what position they have now? You knew that they were pretty like fast moving up the ranks. They were higher than you. You were just a seafarer. This is Lasha Rokzra.
How do you spell that?
Lasha for the first
Yep.
name.
Yep.
Rohkzra for the second. She's a half-orc woman with gray skin, with black makeup spread across her eyes and forehead, like almost like coal makeup. She drips seawater. There's rivulets within that makeup because she and you would have seen this when you saw her. She would drip seawater on her forehead to create markings. And she wears a faded long coat with a simple white tunic with loose harem pants that have blue wavy designs on them. Her hair is a pale chestnut color and kept in a shaggy wolf cut. And she, you do know that the rumor about her on the ship was that she, for as aloof as she was and rather quiet, and really good at conflict management and resolution amongst the seafarers. The rumor was that she was really, really, really into books and had a collection of mystery novels in her bedchambers or near her hammock. But she is, you do know that she is magical. That she was the ship's sort of storm sorcerer, and she looks a little more threatening than the last time you saw her.
Mm-hmm. Has she seen us?
Well, I guess let's look at. She hasn't seen you yet. I'll say if you tarry longer, that she will probably catch a glimpse of you. I'll allow you to give. So basically, it's like if you want to give off your actions to attack, she'll probably see you. But if you don't, then there's a chance there's a much better chance she won't see you, and you can slip away. So if you want, and both of you are smart enough to know that. So if you want to trigger your attacks, you can. There'll just be a chance that she'll catch your face. There's also a chance she won't. I'll make her do a perception, and I'll ask you guys to do a stealth check. But if you don't attack, she won't see any of you.
Bjorn will only attack if Saz attacks. He's following her lead.
Fear, you are behind them. You wouldn't be able to attack. You'd have to rush in.
Okay.
The only people who can attack are Sass and Jacquette because they have ranged held actions.
I thought I had a ranged held action too, but that's okay.
Jacquette, you would see Sass hesitate. Like, I was ready. Like, my hand is starting to glow. I was ready to blast, but I hesitate because I recognize who it is.
Jacquette has his weapons ready, looks over at her, and goes to get her attention, and just shakes his head as he moves behind a pillar, to continue watching to see what she does, but also trying to remain hidden.
Yeah, I'll do the same.
Okay, both of you give me stealth checks. The rest of you don't need to do checks because you're in the back room, so you're out of sight already.
Sean, quick question. Those dart traps, how far deep were they from this entrance?
Like how in the room, like how deep in the room?
Yeah.
Oh, so there was one there were 5 of them in the room, and they were just like equal footing apart, like 2 feet.
Bruce
apart.
comes out with all these crossbows.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Panicking, Bruce will just turn at Septimus and just be like, should we set these back up?
That's actually, yeah, that's a good idea. Do they remember what they were though?
I don't remember, but we could figure this out real quick.
All right, quickly start
You
on
guys want
that.
to work together to try to reset
You should
these
at
up?
least enable like one trap, maybe.
Yeah, I'll ask you guys
but-
to give me a tool. You could do Tinker's tools. You could do any tool set really that you can think of that's applicable here, since you two are the tool masters here.
Yeah. Tinker's tools. Just to reset them.
All right, so that is I will say that's an intelligence check, and as long as you're proficient in the Tinker's tools, you can add your proficiency bonus to that, which you guys are proficient in like every tool, right? Like, that's how the artificers
Yes.
work.
Yeah.
So.
You guys are cheaters.
Well, this is what we do. What is? I'm not playing anymore. I'm not doing it.
Oh,
It's horseshit, but
Oof. Okay, yeah.
No. What did you get?
I got a 9.
Okay. What did you get, Bruce?
I got well, add 2 to that because it doesn't include your proficiency.
No, that is with a proficiency.
Oh, really? Okay.
Because I just did an investigation because it is intelligence proficiency.
I got a 19.
19. Okay. Okay. So Sass and Jacquette, what were your stealth rolls?
8.
17.
Oh my lord.
My rolls are sucking too. You're not alone, Mike.
I feel the pain.
Okay. Jacquette, as you back away behind the pillar, you feel fairly confident that you are concealed. Sass, you are a bit shaken. And I'll say you start to back up. Give me another perception check.
16.
Okay. You actually, like, it's not that you trip, it's that you just aren't paying attention. You're backing away and your feet are dragging, and you're dragging through the rubble of this ruined temple as you kind of stumble back further as you see a second person that you recognize.
Okay.
You see Alina for Zvara. Alina or Zvara.
Okay.
She's a big deal. She's the quartermaster. The likely person to be elected captain in the death of Hastings. She is You were never quite sure what she was, truthfully. You weren't sure. Everyone exchanged sort of theories. People said that she was a sea elf. People said that she was a water genasi. Some people said that she might have been a Triton from the Northern Caldera. But that always seemed like an impossibility, since the Tritons are incredibly rare. And some people think there's none of them left. But she has dusky blue skin, slick like a dolphin's, pink and orange coral growths from her scalp, kind of like a tiefling's horns, but it's coral instead of horns. That meets moss green hair that cascades and drops down all the way to her knees in braids that almost appear like seagrass. And she's always dressed to the nines. You know, you would mistake her for a banker or an artisan before you'd think she was a pirate. These people were not cruel to you. Like, I want to make this point. These people were never cruel to you.
Mm-hmm.
No matter the betrayal, you didn't have a bad experience with them when you were on the ship itself.
Okay.
But particularly, Lasha's eyes dart towards you, or towards your direction, when you stumble back.
Yeah.
And she makes eye contact with you.
Okay.
What do you do?
In that second, hoping that Jacquet is still backing up and that they haven't seen him, I'll say, "Oh, thank goodness you're here. Something terrible just happened. I'm so glad to see you. Are you all right?"
You step forward.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a deception
Sean?
check.
A what? Deception?
As this is happening, Fearn is behind, and the rest of them are making their investigations, and he doesn't, he sees that he's not getting to them, and he starts heading back into the other room, basically trying to urge people on, but he keeps his hood on his head,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't think he's trying to be stealthy. He's just trying to hurry people out.
Yeah,
So,
you're just in the back area trying to get people to come. So I imagine you have your hood up, you're maybe even like whispering to Bruce and Septimus to hurry up, and then like looking out and expectantly hoping, like gesturing for Jacquet to come as our Sea Witch steps forward. What'd you get in your deception check?
22.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Charisma, baby.
You see Lasha stares at you and cocks her head and like furrows her brow, and she's not glaring at you, she's almost looking at you like she's seeing a ghost.
Huh.
And then she takes a step forward and triggers Bruce's trap.
Mm. Did we know that we do we know that you set that trap?
You would have seen him
no.
do it, or no?
It should be pretty hidden when because it's where he steps.
Oh
I
yeah,
feel like
it's not
there might be,
it's not like he literally like sits there and opens up a trap and sets it up. It's literally something that's like,
Yeah.
devised to be inconspicuous.
Yeah. Okay.
Bruce, she got a 15 on dexterity save.
DC is 15.
Okay, so meets it, beats it. So as she steps forward, you see these ropes come up and try to grapple onto her and pull her down. You can see just, and you can see she looks. What is this?
I don't know. I rush forward to try to help.
You see, you don't even, before you even get to her, she breaks
Yeah.
free of them, and you can see she holds a hand up and then like takes this stone ring that she has and just sort of like puts it towards her hand and pulls back. And you can see an acidic arrow. She points at you.
I don't know. That wasn't me. I don't know why that was there. I promise.
You see the mist fades away now, and you can see Quartermaster Alina steps towards you.
Yep.
Look who it is, the Stray. What are you doing here? We thought you died in the explosion. You see, she kneels down and just puts her hand on Hastings' chest. What's the meaning of this?
I was just trying to find somewhere to rest.
Somewhere to rest. In a smuggler's den.
Fearn's not putting up with this. He now is literally stepping out into the open. like not saying anything, but he's behind Saz now.
Oh, and the stowaway is with you too.
We didn't know it was a smuggler's den. We were just wandering.
Through
We've been
the
lost at
traps
sea.
and climbing up the cliff sides.
We've been lost at sea for a very long time. Not in our right mind. We got lucky.
Are there more of you?
No.
None of them?
No.
Shame. Rest of you, yeah. Jacquette, what do you?
Jacquette
ahead, yeah.
Has now sheathed a dagger and has taken out the flask of alchemist's fire.
Okay.
He is prepared to throw it at these individuals should they attack.
Fionn is just standing behind menacingly with like his hood up, and hasn't said anything to anyone, but is holding his, two-handed sword on his shoulder, and like blood is just dripping off of it.
Yeah, she's about to comment on that, absolutely. She's like, you look bigger than I remember when you were locked in the brig. What a bigger sword you have now. I thought you had an axe.
New boots. They're taller.
I see. Why shouldn't we? What do you suppose, Saskia?
Suppose
Answer
you're the
quickly.
captain.
You
You're
know
the captain
way
now.
the rules work. There is no lordship or dynasties amongst pirates. Go to a vote.
You'd make a fine captain.
Do not waste pleasantries on me. You have killed our captain.
We did not.
Well, your friend did.
It wasn't him.
There's blood on his ginormous sword, and he is wearing the captain's boots.
At this point, Jacquette steps out from around the column and he goes, "No, you fools, it wasn't either of them. It was me, LaRue." And he throws the
Oh my god.
She did only roll a 16 on her perception, so you were hidden. She does not know that this is coming. Alchemist fire. Do you have the
Yes.
information up?
This sticky adhesive fluid ignites when exposed to air. As an action, you can throw this flask up to 20 feet, shattering it on impact to make a ranged attack against a creature or object, treating the alchemist fire as an improvised weapon. On a hit, the target takes 1d4 fire damage at the start of each of its turns. The target can end this damage by using their action to make a DC 10 dex check to extinguish the flames.
Excellent. Give me an attack roll with advantage because you were hidden.
Okay.
Which will allow you to add sneak attack to it for that reason too.
Nice.
Ooh, nifty. So this is an improvised, so I don't have proficiency, right?
Yeah, no proficiency, just your dex modifier.
Okay. Ooh, that was close to a nat 20.
We need
19.
just one this session.
19 will hit.
Nice.
For flavor's sake, Sean, will you allow me to hurl this and then shoot it out of the air with my hand crossbow?
Hell yeah.
Yes.
But the effect is still the same. Not
100%.
trying to get anything else. Okay.
Oh yeah, you didn't even have to ask me. You could do that.
Okay,
just
cool.
for the flavor of it anyway. If you're not changing the effect, flavor shit however you want.
Alright, dope. So improvised weapon is just
it's
damage,
1d,
right?
Yeah, so for
It's 1d.
alchemist fire specifically 1d4 fire damage.
Okay.
The target takes 1d4 fire damage at the start of each of its turns after it's been hit by it.
Right. So I don't know if getting hit by it does damage. And
we'll
then...
just do that for now, just because this is this is unorthodox, not a normal initiative.
That's
so
fair.
go ahead and roll 1d4 fire damage.
Yeah, and with sneak attack, that maxed it to 10 fire damage.
Ooh, hell yeah. Nice. Where's her stat block? There it is. Okay. Okay, as you do that, I'm gonna give her disadvantage, but Shannon, she is going to attack you with the acid arrow, the other one.
Okay.
And then we can go into traditional initiative if they don't run away, or if you just want to chase them.
Well, I was gonna say, yeah, Jacquette does that as she's firing. Jacquette's just yelling out, "Fly, you fools!"
Okay, cool. Where's her attack modifier? That's a 16 to hit, Shannon.
Yep, that hits.
Okay. I think she had disadvantage because the other one was indeed not 20. 10 points of acid damage.
Oh, I'm back to 1 hit point.
Oh my lord.
Oh, I forgot you took the. I was like sitting here. I was like, any damage will take you down. I was like, oh wait, no, you did this health
I took
potion.
the health potion.
Okay. So you get splashed with this acidic arrow. As you can see, Lasha immediately rushes over and grabs the quartermaster, and they try to break for it. They don't want to stay. They fire. She sees her friend on fire, and regardless of the mechanical ways that this can easily be taken care of, the panic is in. Like the fear of what's happened, the fact that 1, now they're outnumbered, 2, she's on fire. Like, she rushes over and grabs onto Alina. I'm not going to say they get away. If you guys want, we can jump into an initiative here, and you can chase them if you want. But I guess that's my question to you guys. Do you want to chase them if they seem like they're running away, or do you want to start backing away and fleeing?
Just back down to 1 hit point and just burning with the acid. They fucking saw us. Do we chase them or do we let them go?
We chase.
We need to leave.
What do I do? Togging my necklace.
Well, I'm going to say let's roll a quick initiative just in case this turns into a fight.
Yep.
Okay. 20 to 25? 15 to 19?
16.
17.
Fionn, what's your dexterity?
2.
2? Okay, roll again.
Okay. I got an 18 plus 2 is 20.
Roll again.
Oh my god.
Okay, this time we'll probably get it. They got a 12.
Got an 8.
Okay, so they got it then. 10 to 15.
Sorry, 14.
Okay.
Oh, did you want us to do initiative too?
Yeah, I mean, we might as well, just in case. I mean, you guys can hear.
Oh, I mean, just like it doesn't matter.
Oh,
Fucking 7.
I wonder what your average. I'm gonna look up your average roll. In a
It's
second.
insane. It has to be like 6. No,
you
probably
got
like
you got a
8.
7. You said.
I got a 7.
Jacquette, what'd you get?
6.
Okay. 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 Sess, you beckon to your patron for help here.
Yep.
And you ask her, "What do I do?"
Yep.
In this moment, you don't get anything. She's got what she wants in here. She doesn't really have any reason to talk to you right now. And it feels, and like that's the feeling you get. Like it's
Yeah.
not like just silence. Like you feel like she's
Yeah.
actively ignoring you. She's feasting right now on a font of magical power.
Of magic. Got it.
But it doesn't matter what you decide because it's them first.
Okay.
So like it's somewhat up to them actually, I think, really, to a certain extent. But okay. Let's see. Okay, so go ahead and roll me another D4 fire damage. Jacquet, because at the start of their turn they take the damage again.
Nice.
2.
By the way, Sass, you are still like burning from that acid. It's not a one hit.
Is there going to be more damage? If there's more damage, then I'm down.
But it doesn't happen right away. It happens at the end of your turn. You'll take 2d4 acid damage.
Okay. Great.
Okay. So she is doing that. She's going to make a check to try to put the fire out. Okay. So you see Alina is like patting down, and you can see Lasha is helping as well. And in the midst of that, they're patting it down. You see Lasha just immediately wisp of fog cloud again all around. And this time, though, fills more of the room. Since they're inside, they can fill the entire room, basically. Not all the way to where Bruce and Septimus are, but like they disappear immediately within this fog cloud. And you don't know what they do next. So, Fionn, you are up, then Sass.
Fionn is going to dash for them and try specifically to grab the one that attacked Saz.
So you can try to run to where you last saw them, but it is heavily obscured, so you're not sure. You can't see them.
How the cliffside, how deep was that when I looked down earlier?
The cliffside, it was probably 40 feet down to pretty jagged rocks, but yeah.
Okay, so no chance of jumping in the water there.
Unless you can like clear a significant distance, I wouldn't suggest jumping off the edge.
I probably could, but I probably won't do that because it sounds not smart.
Can you clear 25 feet?
I mean, with jump I could.
I think you're. Oh yeah, with the jump spell you could. Yeah.
Long jumps. Well, I have a high strength score. You know?
Long jump is your strength score. Is the feet you can jump.
I mean, I have 20 feet then.
Yeah. Yeah. So you would almost make it to and then hit rocks.
Yeah, it's not happening.
Yeah.
So I think I would stand in front of Saz, and I would take a pot shot into the obscuredness where I think they might be. You know, like I'm aiming, but I'm shooting with disadvantage at, hopefully hitting one of them.
Yeah, sure. You're doing a Ray of Frost?
Yeah.
Cool. Go ahead and give me a disadvantaged attack roll.
That's an 8.
Would have missed anyway, but you don't know. You don't hear anything, so you maybe can assume that it didn't hit them, but you just hear and it just goes into the fog and
it's covering fire.
Exactly, yeah. Okay. As this happens, Sass, you are up. And I mean, I'll say if you guys this can be a loosey-goosey initiative, so feel free to talk to each other in it. Fionn just fired a ray of frost, so you can see it kind of backlit this fog as it just into nothing as he comes and stands in front of you with a sword at ready.
What the hell is the? Why did it take it so long?
I don't know. I was kind of fumbling here. Gives me a little bit more time.
I mean, we're gonna drop this right when they come, but Jesus fucking Christ!
I'll kind of just really hurt at this point and still burning with the acid. I'll say, "Wait!" and I'll stumble forward and use my action to perceive.
I hold her back if she tries to get any closer.
I dodge. I wanna step forward and look.
You don't see anything. It's heavily
Nothing.
obscured. Even
Okay.
you don't even get a perception check.
Okay.
So I'll say it's kind of like there's the moment like he's trying to hold you back and you're pushing and you can look and you just can't see anything through the fog because it's heavily obscured.
Okay.
Maybe for like a fragment of a second you maybe see them for a moment backlit by
Yeah.
ray of frost.
We need to get going. Come on.
Fuck. I'll turn around and start walking out.
I give her an arm. Like, I try and like help her on her feet, even though she's like, not down, but she's like heavily injured. I try and like reach under her and lift her a little higher.
I'm fine.
You don't look very fine.
Oh.
It doesn't matter what you roll. I have 1 hit point.
I know. But I think it's very topical for you to be like, I'm fine, and then...
Yeah.
All right, getting... Yeah, so you take 2d4 damage. Yeah, as you say, I'm fine. You take 4 points of acid damage as it burns. I'll say like burns through your arm a little bit. You feel it really hit your arm now, and you, from just the pain and exhaustion, you pass out and fall into Fearon's arm.
I catch her and lift her up and just starts yelling, "Medic!" as I run backwards.
She is technically unconscious. So for Bruce and Septimus, they come running in, and you see Sass is completely unconscious and on dead steps.
Where do we go? Like, how do we do on rearming the traps again?
You're able to rearm one of them.
Oh,
okay. Well,
okay. Do we know where the? No. Before they come rushing in, do we know like where the trigger point is?
Yes, I'll say you can very easily have set up the,
if we know where it is.
If you have reset,
I was going to say that I was going to cast like prestidigitation, like a little like blip of light right over it, and be like, "Don't stand there."
Definitely, you all can see a very tiny blip. Well, not you, Sass. You can all see a very tiny blip of light, and then like you can stand in front of it so that they don't walk into it and then carefully move them over. But they come rushing into the doorway, dropping Sass down in front of you all. She is there's acid burning her, burning up her arm basically, that has knocked her unconscious.
Why couldn't we just leave when I said so?
Right. Oh god. All right.
I have nothing for this.
I've got one more. And Bruce is going to do his same sort of deal that he did to Jacquet. Sorry. And, take out a plate, the bottle, uncork it, wipe the area, pour a little bit on there, shove it in her mouth, and then just weld the plate
as he's doing that.
On her,
it's like, that's not how you use healing potions. Are you a fucking idiot? You just pour it in their mouth. It's just a liquid. It's like Pepto-Bismol. You just chug it back.
All right, I'm not a medic here or an alchemist.
Shoes at back home.
All right, yeah, we were like given some medical training at work, and it was really sloppy. I was not paying attention.
This is by the books, Roboco. First aid.
I thought it was like a situation where he had two classes in like the same classroom, and he was like halfway through the welding class and fell asleep and woke up in the medical class.
Jacquet's like, you probably lost her 1 hit point by putting it on that thing.
All right. I'm doing my best here. Why don't you do it next time?
Go ahead and roll 2d4 plus 2 to bring her back up.
All right.
Oh, jeez.
That's double ones for 4.
Nice.
Excellent.
Sass, you wake up and you've gone. You didn't go down before this, right? This is the first time you went down. Okay, cool. So you wake up and you can still feel the burns, but you are better. If anyone's actually like had like a severe burn in the way that there's just sort of that eating away, creeping pain. That's what you feel all over your arm and shoulder where she shot you.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
All right.
She's stable. Fear, pick her up. Let's get the hell out of here.
I'm fine. I can walk.
Fear, grab her. Let's go.
I don't grab her if she tells me she could walk.
I can walk. Let's go. Go. We need to go.
So you all squeeze through the crevice.
Fearn stays behind and, is holding the back.
Okay.
Jacquet will push to the front and take the lead.
Okay, so you all squeeze through. Once everyone's through, Fearn can then come through. And once you're on the other side, you're obviously not completely out of danger, but you feel significantly more comfortable knowing that there's at least one trap behind you and a tight squeeze that they would have to get through. And you take a moment to catch your breath before moving on.
Somebody have lights that'll keep the fucking bats away.
Septimus would have been doing that on the return trip, lighting up his hammer.
And and you start making your way through the dark. One step at a time. Imagining it's just panting, quiet at first. Make some distance between you and the temple. Until you get to chamber where you climb down the rope. You can quietly move around the edges of the bowl of the chamber. And now you know there are two traps between you and them. Better. As you are at the bridge now.
I take out my map of the bridge that I made previously. Show everyone, just as a reminder.
As you're walking over, everyone roll me a d20.
That's not that one.
Persico, I'm looking at you.
Oh,
You're looking at the wrong person.
You don't know how close it was to a fucking 1.
As long as no one rolls a 1, you can follow Fearn's map and safely get across the bridge.
Got a natural 20. I don't know if that does anything.
I'll say you notice the weird brick in the.
Great.
You notice which one is the weird brick when you're walking across, as you can see the weird cracks in it that show a jaws that are concealed camouflage. As you've noticed the mimic brick on this bridge.
Don't step on that brick.
Mimic brick.
As soon as you notice it and say that, it disappears. Get across. You now know that you have 3 traps between you. You can make your way.
Just continue until we get to the beginning.
Yeah, you continue over and you can, one at a time, unless you have another means of doing it, climb up the chains of the mine shaft.
No.
I'm out of spell slots.
Yeah, okay. Again, everyone give me a d20 roll. Only a nat 1 will result in anything negative.
Fearn is going to stay at the bottom. Before I roll, he's waiting, watching everybody.
God damn it, Shannon.
I got a nat 20. Does that...
Okay. I will allow that nat 20 to...
I got a nat 22. So...
I'll allow both those nat 20s to...
You can't get a nat 22, Alex. It only goes up to 20.
I did, though.
You don't know? I gave Alex D22s.
I rolled a D22,
yeah. So basically, as you're climbing up Sass, your shoulder just twings with pain, and you let go, and then you feel like the chains slip in your hands as the rust kind of gets into your wounds for a moment, and it stings, and you drop, and Jacquet grabs your arm, and then Bruce also is able to kind of kind of like weirdly enough, like you like just like land like on Bruce.
Sorry.
Bruce is like, oh,
I'm sorry. I slept.
That's right.
but you all make it to the top of the mine shaft, and you can squeeze through the last crevice where that original bat was. You shine the light, and you can see the bat is not there. Get through. You're back in the original tunnel, but you know there's no more traps, and it's just a singular path back to the house.
Just keep on going.
Yeah, you make it to the ladder that leads up to the trapdoor. No problem.
When I go up, I collapse on the floor and just like totally starfish it.
Yeah, what was the top of
the
what was the top of it again? Which is the abandoned house.
It's the house where you met Sindel.
Oh, it was her house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jacquette
would go up first and, stealthily.
Oh, right. Forgot we sent her away.
Yeah. Here.
Yep.
Jacquette, give me a stealth roll.
18.
Okay. It's dark. There's just a little bit of light bleeding through the windows. It is, into the morning now. You're all pretty exhausted. You can crawl up, and you don't see any signs of Sindel in this chamber. You look up towards the hole in the ceiling that leads up to where she actually was staying. And you do hear that she, or I guess someone, is up there. Like, you hear just, like, the presence of someone. Like, just sort of leaning on the boards. Moving, and, like,
climbing.
You can hear her, like messing with the stuff on the tables.
Right. Climbing fully up and, opening the door all the way. Jacquette will lean down and whisper and goes, "Shh. I don't think we want to deal with Sindel right now, so let's get up, make our exit out the back, and rest somewhere else."
As you say this to them, you hear from up in the hole, "I'm not going to hurt you. Just go. Just go." She did get a nat 20 on her perception check.
Mm-hmm.
Woof.
But you hear that dejected voice. She says she's not going to hurt you. You trust her word, then you can just mosey out.
So we mosey out.
Mosey
I won't
out.
say anything, but Septimus will make a facial gesture towards Bruce of him egging on, but he's not gonna. Says not to.
No, Bruce is gonna not a word and just start taking out some of her tools and just kind of lay them out on the floor. Well, pretty much everything she had except
the dangerous mine.
Yeah, which is fair. Yes.
Probably gonna keep potions in there too.
Yeah, that's fine. You can. I mean, it's up to you. You can keep whatever you want to put down. So
I'm gonna
basically,
keep
all
the potions and
the tools and other things that you would take in, you'll keep the potions and the weapon.
Did Septimus give me the papers or?
Well, I gave them back
to her.
I think I gave them back to her when we were down in the lair.
Okay.
And you can, once you've laid those down, you can step out into the crisp morning air of Hyven.
Sean, just as a caveat to that, Fearon's leaving last, he's behind. He sees the leftover stuff on the floor that was left behind, and he basically just takes his sword that has like the blood of the captain on it, and he basically grabs his sword with his hand and smears the blood over
some of the papers, so that way she remembers what happened when last time she worked on this stuff. Like, it's kind of just like a silent thing.
Yeah.
And if she sees me, I'll just like stare at her, like,
Yeah.
unless she says something. But like,
No.
that's basically my warning to her.
Yeah, no, nothing. She doesn't look down. You just heard her voice kind of absently from above. She's not looking down. But yeah, you can absolutely leave that there for her. As you step outside, you immediately are met with the bright morning light of the sun, since it has been been some time since it's probably around, I imagine it's like 7:30 a.m. point, and it's very windy day, and it's a hot wind because it's hot out there. It's muggy. It's an 86 degree high, 74 with moderate temperature, but very strong winds as they're gusting up as you're moving through, like the kind of wind where if you're in particular streets, there's sort of a wind tunnel that happens, and it's sort of like which pushes you back even a couple steps sometimes walking.
Before we move past the so we leave the house, we experience this, and Jacques turns to the rest and says, "Should we maybe rest?" And he gestures to the abandoned house next door that we had set up in originally. Here for now, wait until dark, and then head back towards
Yes.
somewhere.
That's
Yes.
probably.
No. They didn't. I'm going back to the hotel. I didn't get seen by anyone. I'm gonna rest normally. The Septimus is just gonna pace off towards the hotel or the inn that he's staying. Like, defeated and upset.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna do the same.
Okay.
Yeah, Fearn just looks at him and says, "I think we've had enough of staking out for one night. If the pirates are looking for revenge, this is the first place they'll come."
Jacques just shrugs, throws up his hood, and stalks after the nerds.
Mm-hmm.
You're muted.
Are you making your way to the Cask and Crow or towards the Harlequin?
Cask and Crow.
Cask and Crow.
That's where I'm heading now.
Yeah. I'm following Septimus.
Fearn catches up to Septimus, and he left his sword behind just because he doesn't want to look around, like he doesn't want to walk around town with a bloody sword on his back, and he just stashed it somewhere, and he looks at them and says, "Are we gonna talk about what happened down there?"
There's nothing really to say, except, from what I gathered, you guys really fucked up and aren't really good at working as a team, so we're gonna fuck off and go have a nice rest. Have a good night.
I don't think it's fair to throw all the blame at us.
You're the
You
one
were
that
there
killed
too, right?
Stash the fucking boots, Fearn.
Why?
You want to go traipsing around town in a dead captain's boots? Everybody's gonna know you're the one that did it. Stash the fucking boots.
It's not.
They still have his
just boots.
They still have his vibe. They'll know.
I stare daggers at you. I am in no mood for jokes.
What? Just trying to lighten the mood. I agree. Things did not go as planned. It was a shit show.
What plan? Seems like we changed our plan 3 times.
Well, every good plan goes through evolutions. Regardless, they're right. Jacques says, gesturing to the backs of Septimus and Bruce. We need to maybe reevaluate what kind of work we want to continue going into.
Fearn takes a big sigh and says, I was never in this for revenge. I just... When the captain attacked, and I saw you go down, I knew that I had to do something. It was a matter of survival. And I made my intentions clear. The code stands.
Good. Well,
Fuck. Sorry.
That was some of Septimus'
that was
blood
fear.
bubbling up out of his
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Continue.
I think that even though things didn't go to plan, there were things that we did that were good. Stopping Syndra and this whole plot, Sindel. You know, we may not have made out with much, but at least we probably saved some lives.
Don't count your axe beaks until they hatch. Axe beaks are a type
Don't
of...
need to explain it. assume the world. One of my favorite parts of the D&D movie. Anyway,
Yeah.
So you continue the walk. It's not that long of a walk. Only about 10 and 15 minutes away. You can take slightly longer routes if you wish, but you can pretty safely go the direct route into Main Street, back up over to High Road, and arrive at the Cask and Crow.
When we get to the outside, I'm just gonna say, I'm just gonna wait out here. I'm not welcome in there. You go in. I'll be out here.
Jacques will take out 2 gold and 2 silver pieces and hands it to her and goes, "Your cut."
I don't want your money.
It's Hastings' money.
I don't want that either.
He takes it back and shrugs and walks in, and he goes, "I'm staying here, so if you're going to just stand out here, you might want to go somewhere else to find rest."
Noted.
Septimus and Bruce, you can go in as well and get rooms.
Fearn is not gonna go in just yet. He
Well,
starts. Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Sorry again.
Yeah, he's gonna start walking in behind the others, and then turn back and look at Sask and say, "See which? What was that back there?
What was what?
Talking to the pirates. Why didn't you just run?"
I don't know. I thought they could help. Appears not. Just go. I'll go find somewhere to rest.
Whether you know it or not, we are a part of the same clan now. And the clan never betrays its members.
Noted.
Don't ever do that. Don't ever scare me like that again.
Keep it in mind.
He nods and goes inside.
All right. Well, you can all get the same rooms you got last time. You wish. Got our rich boy in the rich suite.
Yep.
And the rest of you in.
It was 1 gold.
Yes, 1 gold for the rich suite.
What did I pay? I gotta look it up.
And the rest of you got the double rooms, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And yes.
And Septimus is just gonna go up to the room and tend to his wounds.
Yeah. Bruce and Septimus, you sharing a room again?
Yeah, Septimus is fine with that.
Yeah, sure. Bruce will help him with his wounds too. Yeah, I don't know how to, like Jackrat said, I really don't know how to mend people.
It's
But
fine. As Septimus kind of takes off the top of his cloak, and it's like doing a certain. We'll put the claw attachment on his arm, and he'll kind of just bite down as the arm will come around and go into one of the bullet wounds and try to pull out one of the bullets that's lodged in him.
Yeah, that's.
Oh God, I don't have enough gauze. Bruce runs out to get some gauze from.
Yeah, you can definitely get.
You don't have to go run out, but yeah, he's like, I can't believe it. Just almost died for something so stupid. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. I just need some direction. I'm lost.
Comes back in. All right. Oh Jesus.
Thank you, Bruce. Of all this craziness, I can at least reason with you.
Yeah, same for you. I don't really know what I'm doing, why I'm doing it. Yeah, we should probably reassess what we're gonna do next.
I tell you, I've come close to death before, but nothing like this.
Yeah,
nothing of my own mistakes.
Right, we weren't really in control of that situation there. As much as plans go to shit.
Fighting's clearly something I can't do, so find another way to keep myself safe.
Yeah, I didn't like getting grabbed by those crabs. I thought I was gonna be food for sure.
Well, thanks for sticking around to make sure I was better.
Yeah, of course. I feel like you're a good buddy of mine at this point, even though I've only known you for a week or so. I don't have any friends here, so.
It's okay. I hardly say I feel the same way.
So, speaking of other ways to make some money, maybe we should look for a different line of business. Maybe start at the academy, or.
You're probably the only one to be interested in this, but I came to Hyven to see someone to expand upon my knowledge of the machines and the spirits that reside in. I think it's time to go have a talk with.
And
Maybe I can learn something.
who is this?
I can't say for sure. I don't know him by name. A close friend, or you remember. The elf merchant, who you helped fix.
Yeah.
He gave me, he led me to this person.
Damn it. Where is he? Why do I not have it here? I'll pull it up eventually.
I know.
All right, yeah.
What are you looking for?
What's the freaking elf's name?
Oh,
Gave me the contact. Yeah, I had it down. I can't freaking.
Give me 1 second. I got my cards. Torcal.
Torcal, thank you.
Mhm.
Torcal, after seeing with this, gesturing to his arm, he said they'd be good people to talk to learn more.
All right. Count me in. Just let's reduce the amount of physical conflict. That's the ideal.
And as the two of you sort of feel the adrenaline leaving your bodies and the exhaustion filling the space left, laughing as best you can after a harrowing experience like this for two unseasoned adventurers.
Yeah, more like scarring, like laughter scars.
Yeah. The emotional damage that has occurred over the last last 24 hours, really, is your brains are starting to put up their defenses against it. I do want to check in with everyone else to see if there's anything they want to do when they get to their rooms or Sass outside in the streets. Fear and Jacquette and Sass, or is there anything particular you want to do when you get to your rooms, or Sass when you are in the streets?
Yeah. So I don't. My first thought was to go back to the hostel, but I don't feel safe there. I actually don't really feel safe anywhere right now because they saw me. They know, this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wander back down High Road and meander down Main Street. And I want to go look for somewhere just on the beach, just to go be by the water. Because that's the only place that feels safe.
Okay.
So just kind of walking through the street, kind of like dissociating, because I only have 4 hit points. So yeah, just almost unknowingly end up by the beach, by the water. It's funny, it says battle cam is typing.
I know. So you sort of meander through the streets and you walk up High Road and pass into Main Street. It almost like immediately feel exposed in Main Street, like that same feeling you felt leaving Winifred's times 10.
I guess we're technically still disguised, but like I don't know how well that held up in battle. I didn't have my eye patch on, but they still recognized me, so I'll just kind of like, as I'm walking, I'll just like put that back on and
yeah. I mean, the disguises are good for people who don't know you.
Yeah, but
they've spent a while on a ship with you.
Yeah, so it doesn't fucking matter what I look like. They what the disguises they know.
Like they likely have had like seen your eye before
Yeah.
in some context, and
Yeah.
that's why. That's also like weirdly enough. This is a bit of an aside, but like you had like kind of like that powder in your hair and stuff, and that's kind of maybe added to like, is that a goat? Like who? Like the way that she first reacted to you.
Yeah.
But you find yourself backing out of Main Street, going through the alleys onto Harbor Lane, and then eventually find yourself close to the cliffside of the Admiralty Court, where you find a set of old stairs that can lead down to below the docks and below the wharfs, where you are amongst the rocks and sand and crashing waves.
Yeah.
You're so tired, and you sit down in the sand and grasp at it with your hands, near unconscious again, just from exhaustion, as the water seems to not crash into you, but literally snake its way up from the waters, and it goes over your hands and up your arms, and you feel yourself covered in water for a moment, as you feel a sense of ease coming from, you presume, her, and a tremendous feeling of power that she has gained. And she seems to be enveloping you in somewhat of a hug is a strong word.
Yeah, but
it feels good and calming.
I hope it was fucking worth it. And you can't really see it because of the water, but like there were, Assassin's just so tired and, kind of scared, a little bit just of like the magnanimous. Thank you, of what happened. So there's some tears that are coming, but she really angrily wipes them away because she refuses to let herself be upset.
Okay. As the waters retract away from you, and you just listen to the waves, and I imagine you kind of just closing your eyes and taking it in.
Just hanging out there.
As the camera kind of pans backwards away from you, there's you don't see it because your eyes are closed, but us, the audience, see just sort of this finned head comes out of the water for a moment with this stalk at the top that has this little light at the end. But as you open your eyes,
it's gone. Mm-hmm. Okay, cool.
Okay. Any last things from Jacquette or Fearn before we end for tonight?
I guess so. Fearn would probably have a drink and then go upstairs and knock on Jacquette's door.
Jacquette had entered his room and started to toss his stuff that he had taken onto the bed, and hearing the knock, he goes, opens the door. He's like half dressed, just like everything is like he this is probably like, even after the time we spent at sea, this is probably one of the most like dirtiest in a way, like unkempt that he's looked, as he just opens and he goes, what do you want?
Just wanted to talk.
Okay.
Can I come in?
Steps aside and gestures, letting Fearn in.
He sees the stuff on the bed, and he kind of just sits down on the floor at the base of the bed and looks up towards Jacquette and says, Gloveless, I've been thinking.
Okay, that's a first.
I find it hard to concern myself with the pain of others. It makes me... If I worry too much about it, I feel like I can't do anything. I don't want to lose those two that ran away. We've made some mistakes. I was with you the whole way. But I think somewhere along the line, we forgot about our crew, and it's not sitting right with me.
Jacques leans against the door with his back, just crossing his arms, looking kind of like down his nose at Fiorin and goes, "This may not come to surprise to you, but I'm not used to working with others. I will say, though, with you and Sass and Septimus and Bruce, I agree. That's why I didn't chase after Hastings and helped the little one. I don't know, Fiorin. I feel like you and me are cut a bit differently than the others. We have the stomach for this kind of work. You know, he says, kind of gesturing to the boots that Fiorin has and to the things that Jacques took from Hastings. Whereas the others don't. I don't know. I don't know what to say about it all. It's just... This is not what I expected when I came here. And I'm sorry if any of my actions have got you caught up in all of this. But if it matters, I know that you always have our back, Fiorin. I saw you protecting Sass out there.
This isn't the first time I've made a mistake. And
It won't be the last, my friend.
when death is on the line, I mean. I spoke to the Sea Witch about it, but she, I don't know if she understood. A long time ago, back where I came from, I hurt someone that I shouldn't have. I didn't have any choice, and it made me who I am today. I just don't want to see one of you make a mistake like mine and have you regret it. Maybe we can make it up to them somehow. I think the others deserve more than just an apology. I think we should give them what we got from Hastings, or just plan something nice. I don't know.
Sure.
Listen to what they say.
I'll go get some flowers from down the street.
Really?
He just deadpan looks at Fiorin. I understand what you're trying to say, but... We'll see what their thoughts are after we've all had a nice long rest, and maybe some food and drink in our bellies, and we'll reconvene. As for
Right.
Sass, she understands. Trust me. Your actions speak louder than your words, Fiorin. She understands.
I'm gonna go work out.
Okay.
And as you finish that conversation, you all find your rest in whatever way fits you best. Tending to your wounds, working out until you can't stand up, sleeping under a dock. As all of you find this rest somewhere else in the city, the green dragonborn with pale scales steps into the harlequin and chalice, drops a notebook on the bar table and looks up at Orin. I have a few questions about a lead. And that's where we'll end tonight. All right. A lot happened tonight. Shannon, I hope you wrote down a lot of notes.
I did. You're going to have to do most of combat, but I think I got everything after that.
That's okay. All right, folks, thank you for joining us tonight and sticking around a little late. We got started a little late. Thank you for understanding. And this was a fun session. Hope you all had a good time in Paradise. Let's send a raid on over to someone else in the community. We're going to send a raid on over to Total Party Chill. And yeah, and join us for the Power Hour on Sunday where we recap this. There's a chance that I might sneak a stream in this week for some painting and potential map making. Just keep an eye on our socials for that. And the map.
I'm the map.
All right, we're gonna send this raid on over. Thank you for hanging out with us. Y'all are fantastic. Say goodnight, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.